They're quick! We have to repel them! Shoot him! Good hit, Godwin! Oh, knock it down! You're not up to it. Get ready! They're coming inside! Godwin, move downstairs! We can handle it here! Archers! Come here! Godwin! What the
Get
fuck
over
are
here,
they
that
waiting for?
Join the
Pour
line.
fire onto them!
Stop it! Have the way through!
Hey, come on!
That was close.
That's
Get
it!
ready for another attack! This
Die!
one! Stop them! Godwin!
That's
Draw
it!
your sword and follow me! Fucking Wenceslas!
Climb up! Knock it down!
Ah, you got it! He saw, he shot him.
Can it!
I'll shoot you with extra asshole!
I'll shoot your head off!
Oh, you
I'll hack you to ribbons! Get away from me! I'll hack you to ribbons!
Come down the ladder!
I'll shoot your head off!
Fuck you!
I've been hit.
Like, don't poke at it. Just calm down.
Oh, Dentes Fortuna, fucking you, that. Jesus. You're only supposed to deliver a message to Trotsky. The most adventure I was expecting was a fuck or two.
Everyone to the tower!
Cursed luck. Well. Distinguished guests.
For the love of God. Does it have to be him?
Trust me, friend.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
We need to have a word with you.
Would your graces care to sit?
I think not.
What brings you to my humble rectory, gentlemen?
Are you all packed, Godwin? I heard you got kicked out of your humble rectory.
Your concern is really touching, Hanush. Did you come to see me off, or to help me do my laundry?
Watch your mouth, priest. You might end up losing more than your parish.
Easy, my friend. Don't let him get you all worked up.
I'd like to teach him a good lesson.
But that's not why we're here.
Bah!
Well, why are you here, then?
We have a secret mission for you.
I'm all ears, Sir Radzik.
Do you know about Lord Capon's mission?
Aye. I heard a word or two about that. Where was it you sent him? Trotsky?
Yes, to Sir Otto von Bergoff's castle.
Royal Chamberlain von Berger? The League of Lords fella?
You know more than I'd expect from you.
It doesn't surprise me. I also know that Trotsky is about 3 days' ride away.
2 days, weather permitting.
The young lord should have been back long since then, shouldn't he?
He should. But he's not.
And now you want me to find out why he's not here yet.
That's right. You'll go to Trotsky and see if anything's happened to him.
Why me?
Honestly, I'd like to know that too, Radzik. Why this fellow?
He has experience like few others. You know that, Hanush. And not just in combat. Although he might not look like it at the moment, he is from a noble family, so he knows how to deal with nobility.
What? You're saying this scoundrel in a cassock is blue-blooded?
It's true. And he also understands the common people. Since we don't know what's holding Capon up, we need someone who can deal with whoever he comes across.
I hope you're right. So what do you say, Godwin?
How could I say no after such words of praise?
Well, that went better than I expected.
Oh, don't get ahead of yourself. I won't rest until my nephew is safely back in Perkstein.
When should I go?
Right away.
The best laid plans of men don't always come to fruition. As the saying goes, man proposes, but God disposes. And then boots you right in the balls. All I wanted was a quiet life. Nothing more. Take it easy. Have a bit of fun now and again. And not piss anyone off too much. Apart from the Uzit's bailiff. But that's a different matter. But there's spiteful tongues everywhere. Well, you know how it is. And they complained about me to the man up above.
What? Him?
No! The bishop!
And then they kicked me out, saying I was a disgrace to the parish.
What disgrace? A man has to enjoy himself from time to time. They couldn't just kick you out for nothing, though, could they?
Well, I might not be entirely blameless. I threw up during a sermon and beat up the bailiff.
Holy fucking shit! I mean, sorry, Father.
So actually, it suited me fine when Anush and Radzig's boys went missing, and I could hit the road to look for them. My nag Bibiana is happy to stretch her legs a bit finally, even though she's well past her prime. She's so unused to it. When I tied her up by the gate here, she nearly gave me a kick.
What boys are you looking for? If you don't mind me asking.
It's no secret. I need to find them. So I'll be grateful if you can tell me anything.
I'll be glad to help, Father.
It's these two young fellas that recently set off for Trotsky with a letter and haven't come back. One's a blue-blooded fledgling and the other's a smart-ass smith. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, sucker. Everyone who was at the Semine wedding knows them two. They caused such a ruckus that they was nabbed and locked up in Trotsky.
Well, I never. I'll go straight there then.
Well, Father, the thing is, a big force left the castle this morning, and they were ambushed in the ravine near the Barkov Mill. A terrible massacre. Folks say all hell broke loose there.
Folks do like talking about hell.
Seriously. I heard that Trotsky Chamberlain himself copped it, and his whole company with him. And most likely, your friends and all. I'm sorry.
What? Who's that? You said they were locked up. How could they be in the Chamberlain's company?
Annie and Kuba from the Barkov Mill saw it. They managed to get away when it all started, and I think they said they saw them two there and all. Ask them yourself if you want. They're in the barn round the back. Kuba took a hammering, but he's well enough to talk.
They could be mistaken, though, couldn't they?
Well, if you want to be sure, you can go and see for yourself, Father. The ravine ain't far from here. From the inn, follow the road east till you get to a big crossroads. And at the chapel there, head down towards the forest. Oh, by all accounts, them bodies are still lying there. I hope to God it was over quickly for them.
Surely not all of them. Those two lads are as tough as old boots. Well, thank you, in any case. I'll go and ask around, and God willing, I'll get them in one piece.
Hope dies last. I'm sorry I haven't better news for you. Safe travels, Father Godwin.
God bless you.
Hey, I told you quite clearly to stay in the forest. You're welcome to anything you find up top, but stay away from here.
God be with you, lad. I'm not one of those corpse looters.
Listen, one more step and it'll be your last, old man.
Calm down. I don't want any trouble. I'm looking for someone.
Oh? And who do you serve?
The Lord God, my son. And wine, every now and again. Or ale. I'm not fussy.
What are you saying? You're a priest? You don't look like no priest.
I hear that a lot. But it's God's truth.
So who are you looking for, Father?
I'm looking for my friends. And I want to make sure they aren't among the dead. Can you take me to your commander?
All right, follow me. Eric can decide what to do with you.
Move it, idlers. Bury them properly so the wild animals don't get to them.
Eric!
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be on guard at the mill. I made it quite clear. I want that fucking rabble kept out of here. Who's this? Your pa?
No, sir. He says he's a priest, and he's looking for someone. So I thought...
Quiet! You, speak! Who are you? And who are you looking for?
Godwin. I'm a priest and I'm looking for my friends. Or their bodies.
And what exactly do you want from me?
I'd like to ask what happened here.
What do you think? A battle is what happened. And the best side won. Us. Now I've got to clear up this mess.
Sorry, this might sound stupid, but I've just arrived and I've no idea what's going on here. Who did you defeat?
The cream of the local fiefdom. That bastard von Burgo threw everything he had at us, but it wasn't enough.
Now that I've introduced myself, I'm keen to know who you might be.
You may have introduced yourself, but I don't know why I should believe you. Whoever heard of a priest with a sword under his belt?
I get your point. De omnibus est dubitandum. Let's just say I'm whatever I need to be at the moment. A priest, a warrior, a tireless lover. After all, the Lord helps those who help themselves, eh?
Well, you know how to preach. Maybe you really are a priest.
It looks like you crushed them badly. Did you leave any survivors?
I don't think so. So if your pals were against us, you'll find them in that pit there.
I hope not. I don't think you'd throw a nobleman into any old hole.
Nobleman?
Aye, a nobleman. I'm looking for the Lord of Perkstein and his page.
The Lord of Perkstein?
Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, and Henry of Skalitz.
The captain took some prisoners with him, but I've no idea if it's them.
You'd better hope it is.
Right then. My name's Eric, and I'm in command here.
Excellent, Eric. I'd like to see the prisoners. Will you take me to your captain?
We'll see. Have you brought a ransom?
I still don't know if they're dead or alive. So first, I want to see them.
Right, fellas, we'll finish this. If you want to keep your head on your shoulders, clear off on the double. Did you hear what I fucking said? Get lost, or it'll end badly.
I won't take orders from you, you dog! We're outnumbered, but we can take them. And then I'll take you to our prisoners. Deal?
If we survive.
Let's see if you're as good with that sword as with your tongue. Come on then, you assholes! Fuck! That was something! They got what they had coming, the fucking thieves!
I'd say it's God's punishment. Requiem aeternam dona eis, Domine.
You really know how to wield a sword? Tell me, where did you learn to fight like that? And leave God out of it this time?
In the Battle of Kosovo. I did a bit of traveling when I was young, and lopped up a few Turkish heads along the way.
And you settled down in your old age?
Till recently I was the parish priest in Ujits, near Sasau.
Sasau?
Looks to me like you're going to need a bigger hole for the bodies.
We're not gonna dig graves for those fuckers.
Leave them to rot without a Christian burial. Nobody deserves that. Not even enemies. And besides, those corpses could attract wolves from the forest.
Sod the wolves. Let them fill their bellies.
Anyway, what about our agreement?
Still on? I'll take you to the castle, so you can talk to the captain. He always appreciates a good warrior.
What castle?
Nabokov. Although castle might be a strong word for it. Well now, you're a fine horseman as well.
Bibiana might look like any old nag, but there's more to her than meets the eye.
Bit like you. In any case, welcome to Nabokov. We'll leave the horses here. Not to worry, our boys will take good care of them.
A very nice fortress. How did you manage to take it?
In a moment, you can ask the captain yourself.
I can't wait. Wait here for me, Bibiana. I'll be back soon, and maybe I'll have the two little blighters with me.
Open the gate!
Where's the chief? I brought him a guest.
Just now he's interrogating some captives.
Call him.
I believe they're still alive. You're in luck.
I hope so.
What is it, Eric? I'm busy.
This here is Father Godwin. For a priest, he's handier with a sword than most of your men. He helped us against some bandits. And he's looking for Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein.
Well, well. This is quite a turn-up. I've just had a very interesting chat with this Capon. And your Istvan. Now I think I want to have a chat with you. Go and wait for me in the tower.
God be with you, Captain. I expect you're the master of this fortress.
You surmise correctly. Who are you? And to what do I owe the honor of your visit?
As your man-at-arms Eric said, I'm Father Godwin. I'm in the service of Sir Hanush of Lipa, and I'm looking for his nephew.
Hanush of Lipa, eh? Interesting. Did I hear correctly that you're a priest? You don't look the part.
Ne credas aurum, quid resplendent ut aurum. Perhaps not, but I am. And who are you, sir?
You don't need to know my name. I'm a knight, and that should be enough for you.
Conversing with a man without knowing his name is a little awkward. But so be it. Am I to understand, Sir Knight, that young Lord Capon is alive and well and is in your captivity here?
You understand correctly. And he's in better shape than I am. I don't have this bandaged eye for fashion. That page of his did this to me.
It doesn't pay to underestimate that one. He's one of the few who can hold his own with me, whether sword fighting or boozing.
Boozing? You're a proper priest, then.
Unfortunately, the bishop had other ideas.
I have a feeling that's just one chapter in your colored history. Am I right?
You don't need to know that. I won't confide in a man who won't even introduce himself. You have my friends, and I want them back. So what do we do about that?
Straight to the point, eh? You're a man after my own heart. So what do you propose?
First of all, I'd like to see them, to make sure they're safe and sound as you claim.
They're both fine, for now. You have my word.
The word of an unknown knight? That's as much use to me as
the word of a dubious priest with a bloody sword in one hand and a wineskin in the other is to me.
Well, let me put it another way, Sir Knight. I don't know what happened here exactly, who you are, or what your quarrel with Otto von Bergau is. But I guarantee you that those two greenhorns won't interfere with your plans, and you've no reason to hold them.
I'll have you know, these two greenhorns came with Otto von Bergov's army to conquer this fortress. And they were the most dogged of all his men. And I have to admit, the best as well, as my eye can testify.
I've no idea how they got mixed up in everything. But they only came here to deliver a message. As you no doubt well know, Lord von Pergau is on the opposite side of the Lord of Lipa. So if that pair joined up with him, they must have had a damn good reason for it, believe me. But that's by the by. It's over and done with. Release them. I'll take them away and Sir Hanush will be in your debt.
Tell me, Father, what price does Sir Hanush put on his nephew?
How much do you have in mind?
You're not even able to name a figure. What kind of negotiator are you?
I'm not a negotiator. I have a task to fulfill, and that's what I intend to do. I was afraid at first that if anyone was going to hold them captive, it'd be von Pergau, and I'd have to party with him. Ah, well. Man proposes, and God disposes.
This whole story of yours sounds to me rather suspicious. How am I to know you're not von Bergov's spy? Maybe I should throw you in the same cell with that pair.
Excellent! At least I'd get to see them with my own eyes, and not have to put up with any more horse shit from a lying cyclops!
Enough! To hell with you! You've got no ransom, and you don't want a parley. So we're done here. Be glad I'll let you leave in one piece.
You won't get rid of me that easily.
Rebellion! They're attacking!
I came here to get them, and that's what I'm gonna do.
Looks like you know how to use a blade.
Fighting Turks will teach you that.
Hungary?
Kosovo. If you help me, I'll let them go.
Whether you're a priest or not, I have to admit, you're damned handy with a sword.
Likewise. But what the hell was that all about?
It looks like those friends of yours were right. Von Bergov's spies infiltrated us. Istvan Toff and that Eric of his.
Eric? Where is Eric?
Fuck! To the captives, quick, before it's too late!
Praise be to our Lord Jesus Christ. Gentlemen!
It's Godwin!
You know, I thought I'd be carrying your bodies home. Can't you even deliver a letter?
I will get those fuckers.
They're riding to Trotsky. You were right.
All you had to do was trust us.
Trust you? When you came at me with von Bergov's army? Sorry, but my eye doesn't see it that way.
Maybe we wouldn't have come at anyone with an army if they hadn't tried to kill us earlier, and weren't cozying up with that bastard Istvan.
There might be some truth in that. We got off on the wrong foot, all right. But it seems we have a lot to say to each other.
Too right. I have to admit I'm getting a bit lost in all this mess.
You're not the only one.
Well, let's start with you, Captain. You know all of us, but we don't know you from Adam.
I am Jan of Trotsnov, also known as Zhishka. These days in the service of Jan Sokol of Lamberg and Margrave Prokop of Luxembourg.
Prokop? Jobst of Luxembourg's brother? What a coincidence. We're here at Jobst's instigation.
Well, Sir Hans, the problem is Prokop is at this very moment in Sigismund's jail in Pressburg on account of Jobst's treachery, which doesn't exactly make us allies.
We know about his past, but it seems he's changed his mind and sided with King Wenceslas. After all, we came here to try to make Lord von Bergov and the League of Lords turn against Sigismund.
Jobst can be very convincing, and then all of a sudden his dagger's in your back. I've seen him twist and turn so many times that I don't believe a word he says. Be that as it may, what you said means we, here and now, really are on the same side.
Aye. But what I want to know is how it came about that instead of delivering a letter, those boys joined our enemy.
How? We had a common enemy, that's how. As soon as we arrived, we were attacked by Zizka here and his men. They murdered our company, took our message, and on top of that, they had Istvan with them.
And Istvan was actually working for von Bergov all this time.
Where did you pick up that bastard, Zizka?
When I came here, I was putting together a band and he turned up, along with Eric and a couple of others.
You recruited him? Just like that?
Lord Capon, when you do what I do, you don't get to choose from the best, but the worst. And he was good at our trade. So good I didn't notice he was setting me up.
If you're in Sokol's service, as you said, what exactly is it you're doing for him?
Waging war, as you've no doubt noticed.
There's a fine line between waging war and marauding.
As a man of your experiences must know, war takes many forms. And since King Wenceslas and Prokop are imprisoned and the Czech noblemen are useless, we're doing the best we can alongside Sokol. We're making life difficult for the traitors who are in league with Sigismund. And Otto von Bergov is traitor-in-chief.
Well, I understand you were out to harm von Bergov, but why did you attack us, for God's sake?
We saw you meet up with his garrison. It looked like a friendly encounter, so we figured you were with von Bergov.
You killed all my men. They were good lads.
And you killed my men. Though some of them were far from good.
War is a nasty business, Captain. What happened, happened. And it's a burden we all have to bear.
Tell that to Oates.
Yeah, war is a nasty business. Men kill each other, I get that. But your men wanted to rape innocent women. There at the pond.
Nobody raped anybody. I personally made sure of that.
Well, that is true. You killed one of your own.
Like I said, in my trade, you don't work with the best, but the worst. It's hard to keep them reined in sometimes, but I do my best, as you saw with your own eyes.
Do you know Catherine?
Who?
The girl from by the pond, for whose sake you killed your own man.
No.
You killed your own man to protect a woman you don't know?
Looks like it, doesn't it? Nobody has tried anything of the sort since, so they got the message.
Did you want to kill von Bergov?
Of course. And as you know, we almost succeeded. But just making his life hell was enough. Making sure he lost as much coin and manpower as possible so he couldn't help Sigismund. And we hit him where it hurt, believe me.
So you were doing the same as Toth was doing in Sasau, in Sigismund's service? Or maybe even von Bergov's?
I suppose so. I also understood from what he said that he'd been harassing the enemy a bit too, but he didn't say who that was. Now it's clear why.
Harassing a bit? No offense, but you're a dabbler compared to him. Istvan took Talmberg Castle. He assembled a huge force and almost seized control of the entire Sasau region. The whole region had to band together to put an end to his mischief.
And did you?
I should say so.
You see then, this whole region also banded together against me. And did they stop me? And who did you say the dabbler was?
Why do you think Istvan joined you when he's on Sigismund's side?
That's a good question. Either he just needed coin and joined the first band he came across, and when he found out who I was, he secretly did an about-face and planned to double-cross us. Or he was already Sigismund's spy when he joined us. Anything's possible.
Why did Istvan let you ambush von Bergov instead of telling him you were at Nebukov? If he's on his side.
Well, that's not so mysterious. It all happened so fast that he didn't have time to do anything. What's more, I kept everyone inside the fortress before the battle. For that precise reason, so no idiot would give us away. Although it's true he wanted to avoid that battle. He tried to talk me out of it. And now we know why. While we're on the subject of Istvan, I understand you have some history between you.
It's a pretty ugly story. As Lord Capon said, he went marauding in our Sasau region. He seized Talmberg Castle, imprisoned my father, and stole his sword. And his commander, Markvart, killed my mother and stepfather while they were raising our village.
That's a long list.
How did he manage to set that trap in the ravine so quickly? We only heard about the sortie the evening before.
I have my sources.
Come on! I think you can trust us after all that's happened, can't you?
I'll give you a piece of advice, Lord Capon. Don't trust anyone.
If there's one thing I can't figure out, it's how come you suddenly turned up here, Godwin?
Or would you rather I hadn't?
Certainly not. You came at just the right time. A positive godsend.
I have the feeling it wasn't God who sent you, but my guardian Hanush, eh?
He dropped by to see me just as the bishop was kicking me out of my parish. He said you'd been gone suspiciously long, and I was wondering where I was going to live. So we made a deal that I'd go and check up on you.
That was a good idea, I must say.
I think so too. For a while, I was worried I'd have to take you home in sex.
How did Semyon come to join you?
Von Berghoff is a bad master, and you're not the only ones who don't like what Sigismund's doing in Bohemia. It wasn't hard finding allies who hate him. What actually happened to Semyon?
Von Berghoff sent his men to take revenge on him. Both Jan and Olda are alive, but they had to flee. Henry and I helped them. It was a close shave. We burnt down the fortress to cover their escape, so von Berghoff wouldn't suspect anything.
Oh, thank God for that at least. They're good men. It would be a sad loss.
What are we gonna do now?
We can't stay here. God knows what plots those fuckers are hatching right now. We should get ready to leave. Von Berghoff may have lost lots of men, but he won't take this lying down. Word will get out about his humiliation, and the League of Lords will come to his aid.
Where will we go?
I don't know yet. What about that Jobst of yours? Should you send word to him?
He's still somewhere in Brandenburg.
So the best thing would be for all of us to go back to Ratai. Wouldn't you like to join us, Zizka?
That sounds like a plan.
You see? Oh, and would you like me to take another look at your eye? An open wound is the last thing you want on a journey.
Is medicine another of your skills? On top of sword fighting, boozing, and preaching?
Giving the last rites isn't the only thing I can do for a fallen man. War is a good teacher.
All right, then. You could look at the bandage for a start. The stench bothers me more than the pain.
Sorry about your eye.
You're lucky it was this one. It must be cursed. I almost lost it as a child already. And then you came along. Still, I have no one to blame for challenging you and taking off my helmet. I'll hand out orders and come and join you in the fort. Sir Hans can take you there.
Oh, fucking hell. God. Holy shit!
Don't worry. I'm sure it doesn't look half as bad as it feels.
It started to fester. I'll have to clean that out.
Just get it over with.
Will he survive?
With God's help.
That's not what I asked.
The wound isn't deep. As long as it doesn't fester, it'll be all right.
So, he won't go blind?
He won't lose his eye. He just needs to get a good night's sleep.
We all do. We're leaving early in the morning before von Burgov comes and kicks us out.
Can we help somehow?
Aye. Go to bed, and no more fighting. And keep your hands off our Clara. Got it? But if you really want to be useful, you can help Bluster load the cart.
I think I know where we're most needed now. I'm going to need your help.
Leave me out of it. I'm still seeing stars from that bang to my head.
I'll be happy to help. What can I do?
We should say a few words for those who can no longer hear anything. And dig their graves. It's been a hellishly long day today. Thank God we managed to survive until evening at least. Now it's time to go to those who were not so lucky.
At least they now have eternal peace from everything. And they don't have to choose a lesser evil.
I couldn't help overhearing you talking about that tragedy in Samine. Was that also the choice of a lesser of two evils?
It's really a shame you didn't arrive earlier, Godwin.
Why? Do you think things would have turned out differently?
I don't know. Aldo was truly guilty, but to kill and to punish are two different things.
God gave us the power to punish. But we have to deal with our consciences ourselves. If you don't watch out, you'll end up drowning in all that spilt blood. Well, maybe all these hardships will be for the best in the end. Everything has a reason. In the end, we're the lucky ones. We're still alive, unlike others, eh?
Some of them might have fallen even by my hand.
I understand. Trust me, it's all the same to them now. The best thing you can do for their souls, and yours, to find peace, is to dig graves for them. But enough of that. We still have another burning question here. Why didn't von Burgov come with you to the battle in person?
He was expecting an important visitor. I just heard it was someone from Prague.
That doesn't help us at all. Prague is full of politicians and traitors. Well, it seems that has nothing to do with what happened here. We're here! Would you please take care of those poor wretches and lay them to rest? In the meantime, I'll pray for salvation of their souls. Lord, grant them eternal rest. Benedictus qui venit. Hosanna. Kyrie eleison. Christe eleison. Kyrie eleison. Lord, grant them eternal rest. Benedictus qui venit. Hosanna in excelsis. Lord, grant them eternal rest. Requiem aeternam dona eis Dona. Et lux perpetua luceat eis.
I'm feeling a bit peckish.
Lord, grant them eternal rest. Kyrie eleison. Christe eleison. Kyrie eleison. Grant them eternal rest. Requiem aeternam dona eis Dona. Et lux perpetua luceat eis. Et dexet hymnus Deus Luciat. Exaudi rationem mea, a te omnis caro veniet.
could go for something to eat. Do you think we did enough for those poor souls?
We did what was necessary.
That's good. Bloody tired.
Oh, come now, you're young. You can't be all that worn out. I have something that'll get your blood pumping.
Oh, Godwin, couldn't I... Can it wait?
No, wait. You'll see. It'll kick your arse for you.
I think I'll lie down and wait for it.
Come to the castle moat. I'll wait for you there.
I'm sorry.
What's going on?
This'll interest you. Our friend here will show you what his diabolical contraption can do.
It's called a pistol. You'll see something you've never seen before. With this contraption, as you call it, you can shoot down a knight in armor, horse and all.
I've already seen what it can do. A weapon like that killed the Chamberlain this morning.
Let's not worry about that now, all right? You have a unique chance to try it out. From the right end for a change.
What smells so bad here?
Schwarzpulver. Or gunpowder, brother. It may stink, but it's damn flammable.
And quite dangerous if you don't know how to handle it, eh?
How do you shoot with that?
It's not that hard. When you're careful.
It'd be better if you tell me everything in detail.
A pistol is not all that complicated. It has a metal barrel in the front, and you hold it in the back. First, you load the powder in the barrel, then the ball, and you plug it up with a piece of cloth or parchment. Sheep's wool is also good, because it doesn't get wet, but then it's hard to clean the weapon after. As soon as it's loaded, you put the stock under your shoulder, and you light it with a wick. Just watch out for the recoil. You have to use a wide stance, otherwise it'll knock you on your ass.
Oh, that doesn't sound bad, does it, Henry?
We'll see about that. Have you ever shot one, Godwin?
Me? Never. But at the Battle of Kosovo, I witnessed what damage bronze bells filled with black powder can do.
I've heard of those. Those must have been bombards. A terrible weapon of the Turkish Sultan.
Good. Let's try shooting.
Careful now. I don't want to have to go looking for all your pieces.
Well, you look like you're all in one piece, so you'll surely be the best teacher.
That's true. So far, I've only had to have 2 fingers stitched back on.
What?
But don't worry. I'm sure beginner's luck will protect you.
Maybe a prayer would help more.
Good idea. O merciful God, be kind and protect us so we don't blow our arses off. Amen.
So let's get to it.
Look and learn. And now it's done. My God, this really is a diabolical contraption. Holy balls! What a racket! And that stench!
It's got quite a kick, huh?
What a load of bollocks!
Hitting something with that would take a miracle.
It's a miracle we still have both our arms.
Aye. I once saw it rip a bloke's face off, along with half his body.
Such an accurate shot. From how many paces?
None. He was the one doing the shooting.
Sweet mother of Jesus.
A diabolically dangerous weapon.
I told you so. This is the weapon of the future.
I'd like to see that.
No problem. I have one handgun here, and it's no good to placard anymore. Do you want it?
It's definitely not for me. Let the youngster here take it.
What? Seriously?
Of course. Here you go. But I don't have much gunpowder left. So you'll have to find some yourself.
And if you have all the saints on your side, it might not kill you straight off.
Thank you very much. I'll see what I can do with it.
All right, then. Thanks for the demonstration, Master. We have a long journey ahead of us tomorrow. I'm gonna hit the hay. You do what you want, but keep out of trouble. Got it?
Quickly barricade the gate! Hurry! Load up everything you get your hands on. Stones to the wall! All weapons to the gate!
Clara, what in the hell?
What the hell is going on?
A bit of a rude awakening.
Who are they? And where the fuck did they come from?
From the tower crest on their banners, looks like the Prague militia.
Owlets.
Good morning, Captain! Please forgive my abrupt departure without saying goodbye yesterday.
What do you want?
Lord Neback here would like his castle back. My liege, Sir Otto, wants your head. And I have an account to settle with a certain bastard of Radzig's.
Lord Berghoff! Since when did the Chamberlain of our land ally himself with such filth?
Ever since Jobst and Wenceslas started allying with filth like you, Zizka. Sir Istvan Tod is a master of your craft. He harassed Wenceslas' allies, just as you did King Sigismund's. He did a good job in Zassau, and he would have done so here too, were it not for Hanush's pair of buffoons.
That smug little fucker was in his service the whole time.
But I have to admit, Captain Zizka, that you've been a much bigger thorn in our backsides than we care for. Fortunately, my friend Marquardt just happened to be passing, so now your tricks won't help you anymore.
The executioner awaits you, Captain. But if you're sensible, we'll spare your companions. Surrender!
Is there anywhere to sneak out of here?
Even if there were, it wouldn't get far.
No. And I'm never gonna run from that fucker again.
Lord von Berghoff! Sir Markbart! Lord Nebach! And you! You treacherous shit! Kiss our asses!
God, is this retribution for my sins?
Sorry, my friend. I'm afraid your castle will be needing some repairs.
It'll start soon enough.
Aye. The waiting is the worst of it.
Let's not get on our knees just yet. If we hold out, they'll parley.
We have a chance. Not a big one, but a chance.
Michael, you deal with the shooters. The tower must not fall.
Don't worry. We'll hold it. God be with you, fellas.
I'll be on the gate. But if they storm us, we'll definitely need help.
All right. I need everyone else on the battlements. So I don't forget, Henry. Mikesh said he and Kozlik would like to repay their debt to you. So tell me where to put them.
They can be back up at the gate.
As you wish.
God hear our prayer, and kick their St. Clement's arse today.
So, to the task, my friends.
We've got to fall back! Everyone back to the tower, now! Hurry! There's more coming! Done for.
Bollocks. They won't get into the tower easily. They'll parley, you'll see.
Fall back! Everyone, away from the tower!
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
What the fuck is that?
Get ready!
Pater Noster, Quies in Kielis.
Time!
Et debite nobis debitar nostros sicut.
Take cover!
Et nos dimitimus debitoribus nostris.
Everyone away from the wall.
Et ne nos inducas in tentationem. But deliver us from evil.
There it Help me! Someone! I'm fucking stuck! Henry! For the love of God!
I told you we should have made a run for it.
Aye. We should have taken off. At least then we wouldn't have to listen to your blathering.
But the last time I ran away, I lost everything. We're never gonna do that again.
Well, that's just what I'm afraid of, Henry. Honor's a splendid thing. You won't be much use to anyone as a corpse.
The great thing about corpses is that they keep their mouths shut. They're not dead yet.
Well, if it hadn't been for that diabolical invention, we'd have stood a chance.
Show some respect, priest. Sir Otto christened this little beauty himself. He named it Finger of God. Whoever it points at, poof!
Stop! Halt! Pull up!
Ah! Listen to him, Ernest. Like a child of the night. Beautiful music, isn't it?
Go to hell!
But now the fun's over. I don't have all night to deal with you. I have 2 more guests to attend to, and I want to get some sleep.
Sleep sweetly while you can.
Oh, I will. Don't you worry. I've had a couple of hard, nerve-wracking days, but in the end, everything went according to plan. And what's more, I have this wonderful entertainment before bedtime. I'll sleep the sleep of the dead.
I hope you do. Literally.
You'd do better to say your prayers, priest. It'll be your turn soon.
You'll rot in hell.
Do you think people like me are afraid of hell? The powerful lords invoke hell to keep simpletons like you in line. God doesn't give a shit about me. And the feeling's mutual. What's the penance for such blasphemy, priest? How many are fathers and all that shit, eh?
Your penance will be to drown in shit.
You're quite witty for a priest. I like you. But now back to work.
Sir, the other one just came round too.
Excellent. As soon as we're done with the captain here, we'll turn our attention to him. It's time to start singing, Captain. Where are Jobst of Luxembourg and Jan of Liechtenstein?
Why do you think I've got anything to do with that fucking traitor?
Turncoat. Now, don't tell me there are disputes in King Wenceslas's camp. That would sadden me. But I'm afraid Jobst's latest treachery was directed at King Sigismund. And that's why I'm asking you. Where is he?
Kiss my ass.
It seems you don't value your life. To be fair, though, if I were in your shoes, I'd probably want it to be all over quickly, too. So we'll see how your new best friend Henry is doing.
I'll kill you. And your Eric will have to watch. And as soon as I'm finished with you, I'll gut him as well.
I'll pretend you never said that. Now you have one last chance. I'll repeat the question, but this is the last time I ask nicely. Jobst and Liechtenstein, where are they? What were they doing in Ratai? You've all seen that I've tried. Despite everything between us, I've tried. But the soft touch doesn't seem to be working. So I'll have to leave it to Ernest here. Ah! Let's try this again. Jobst and Liechtenstein, where are they? Why did they meet with Radzig? What do they have planned?
I don't know anything. So you can put an end to this now and save yourself the effort.
I expected you to act the hero, but I have to admit you're tougher than I thought. But it won't stop your suffering. In the end, you'll tell me even what you don't know. You'll sing all right.
I'm no minstrel.
I honestly don't understand why you're trying to play the hero. On account of your cronies here? The captain already told me plenty, and the priest here is shaking like a leaf. He won't last long.
I told you nothing, you whoreson!
You told me more than you think. And you ought to get some rest. Oh! So, Jobst and that other bastard, Liechtenstein, where are they? What are they doing? What was discussed in Ratai?
All right. I'll tell you what I know about them.
At last! Not hard, is it? Go on then.
Jobst has a big problem. He lent money to Sigismund, who promised him Brandenburg in return. Only Sigismund isn't paying, and the Brandenburgers aren't just going to yield to him. So now he's acting like he's working for a good cause, but in fact he's just playing his own game. He has a grudge against Sigismund, and the Liechtensteiners are the same. They lent money to Wenceslas in return for Breslau. Only if Wenceslas loses the throne, there's no one to confirm the deal.
That's all very well, and it may even be true. But it tells me nothing about where they are now and what they're doing. Well, had enough at last? Can we start being serious finally? Is it worth suffering like this to protect that traitor and turncoat Jobst? Do you think letting yourself be killed will do any good? This is not your war! Now listen up. If you tell me what I want to know, I'll stop. And I'll get von Bergau to demand a ransom for you from Radzig. Then you'll be able to go back to that shithole of yours.
I can't tell you anything, because I don't know anything. The lords don't give a shit about me. No one discussed with me why we were coming here. Radzig doesn't talk politics with me. Does von Bergau confide in you about his plans when he gives you orders?
Was that a rhetorical question, or are you actually asking? If you are, then yes, he does confide in me. Fancy that. And that's why I don't believe for a moment that your father doesn't tell you anything. This is the last time I'll ask. What do you know about Jobst and Liechtenstein? Where did they go from Ratai? What do they have planned?
And I'm telling you, for the last time, go fuck yourself.
As you wish.
You had your chance to speak. It's your own stupid fault you didn't take it. Normally, I'd have a bit more fun with you. I did promise at Nebakov to gut you after all, but I don't have the time. So I'll gut someone else and leave you to Ernest here. Get rid of him.
Right now?
Right now. But if you want a bit of enjoyment, you can make it slow.
As you wish.
No! Stop it! Don't do it!
What is it, priest? Is there something you'd like to tell us?
Godwin, no!
Shut up!
Tell me then. What's on your mind, father?
From what I understood, Jobst is looking for allies so he can take on Sigismund.
That's not really news. I want to know where he is now.
In Brandenburg. He went to Brandenburg.
That's better. And what about Liechtenstein?
Radzig said Jobst sent him to Kuttenberg. That's all I know. As God is my witness.
Well, I'll be. He sent him right into Sigismund's lap. This might surprise you, but I believe you. And you've saved this bastard's life. You'll be rewarded in heaven for that. Well then, that will do for today. See? All you had to do was cooperate a bit, and now it's all over. Wasn't all that blood spilt needlessly? Now rest up. You'll need a lot of strength for tomorrow. There's a lot more I want to know. Good night, gentlemen. Well, that's that. Find Eric for me. He's going on a little trip.
Does running for it still seem like a bad idea to you?
You know, the worst of it is that we betrayed the others. And now they'll get the same as us.
Don't feel so bad about it, lad. Everyone breaks under torture. It's only a matter of time. Hey. Can you hear that?
Hallelujah. I'm as thirsty as a fish.
About time, Catherine. What took you so long?
You can hang around here a bit longer if you like.
Wait. You? So that's why you pretended not to know me this whole time?
Did you work that out all by yourself?
And that's why you killed that man by the pond?
I wouldn't let anyone put their filthy heads on my most loyal sister-in-arms, would I?
So you did recognize me after that?
You think I'd forget someone who saved my life? You behaved like an utter madman who's tired of life. But I'm grateful to you, Henry.
I'm not tired of life. I'll just never run away from a fight again.
Like I said, A madman. Are you alright?
I'll live. But everything else won't be so straightforward.
What about you two?
Better than I probably look.
He didn't pay all that much attention to me. We haven't met, my dear. Godwin's the name.
Catherine. But this isn't the time for pleasantries. We have to get out of here.
The lass is right.
Get out of here? How?
I've thought of that. There's a secret passageway that leads right from the basement to the Apollonia Rocks.
A secret passage?
That's right.
Good work, Kate.
Thank Christ. So what are we waiting for?
Don't count your chickens yet. It won't be that simple. There's an iron gate at the start of the passage. We won't be able to force it, we need the key. And the Lord of the Castle has it.
And right now, that's the Hungarian.
Sacra.
Where can we find him?
In his chambers at the top of the Crone Tower, most likely. That's the smaller tower on the far side of the castle.
Getting hold of the orders he got from von Berghoff would also come in handy.
And our things.
Istvan had your things taken to his chambers. And the documents will be in either the scribe's chambers or von Berghoff's.
How many people are there in the castle?
That's one thing working in our favor. A lot of them left with von Berghoff. Here in the upper castle, there's just Istvan and a couple of men. There are more in the lower courtyard, but we don't have to worry about them. Besides, there's a storm on the way, so they'll all be inside.
I'll take care of Istvan and get the keys.
Sure. That's a brilliant plan.
Someone has to. And I'm in no state to do it myself.
Don't worry. I'll do it. I have a score to settle with him anyway.
That's just what I'm afraid of.
He said he wants to get some sleep. With any luck, the lad will find him in bed.
The two of us can go.
Don't take this the wrong way, Godwin. But Henry has to be stealthy, and you'd just get in his way. What's more, we need to search our tower, find von Berghoff's orders. And to keep guard. If someone came, Catherine wouldn't be able to handle him on her own. And I can't help her in this state.
Have you forgotten, Shishka? I'm supposed to bring him home in one piece.
Don't worry, he can cope. Someone who can hack me in the face won't have any difficulty with that fucking Hungarian midget.
All right, then. Be careful. And don't take unnecessary risks. No fucking around. Just cut his throat while he's asleep.
It's not every day you hear a priest handing out advice on throat cutting. But I'll follow it. Alright, let's split up. I'll take care of Istvan and search the scribe's chambers on the way. And you, Godwin, see what you can find in von Berghoff's chambers.
If I must.
It's just... I could do with some kind of armor. And a weapon to sort out that bastard. He may be lower than vermin, but I don't want to strangle him with my bare hands.
I don't think the poor bastard who was guarding us will need his stuff anymore. Robbing the dead may be a sin, but I'm sure Father here will turn a blind eye.
Aye. Although, turning a blind eye is more your thing, Shishka.
Wait, Henry. I'll give you my knife. I won't need it here.
Thanks.
I'll take care of Jan. Hurry.
I think we have everything. We can go.
You took our things.
I did.
We have the orders. Let's get out of this accursed place.
Great. Do you have the keys?
We have the keys, the orders, and our things.
And also a rather nice sword. I suppose you settled things with the Hungarian.
Before you lot start exchanging revenge stories, give me the keys. I have to find the right one.
Here you are. Istvan is dead. I killed him.
And is it a weight off your shoulders? Has anything changed?
worried I'm starting to become like him.
Come off it. You're nothing like him.
Are you sure? Didn't I just throw a defenseless man out of a window?
What would he have done in your place? Do you think that he'd suffer pangs of remorse? Bollocks, he would. He was a piece of shit. And the world's a better place without him.
Amen.
How did you do it, though? The way I told you to? Or did you take needless risks?
No, he was awake. It almost looked like he was waiting for me. Even if he'd been asleep, I'd have woken him up. Revenge is best done face to face.
You're right. I reckon I'd have woken up the bastard too, so he'd know who was taking his life. And why.
I used to be like you two. But age changes a man. Some say it brings wisdom.
If everyone in the world was as wise as you, we'd all go stark raving mad.
If you've all finished chatting, I'd like to remind you where we are. We have to vanish, now!
Is it far? Zizka won't make it too far on foot.
I'll make it.
How should I know? I've never been here before. I think the passage ends somewhere in Apollonia, and that's a short way from the castle. There's an old poacher's camp in the rocks there, and my people will be waiting there. You go first, Henry, and light the way. I'll lock the gate behind us.
Well, let's go then. I just hope we won't get buried alive.
In that case, at least we'll have a burial with a priest.
Fresh air at last. Now, if we had a little wine...
They've noticed we're gone. Fuck. How far are your people with the horses?
Young Mika will be waiting half a mile to the south, at an old camp.
Oh.
I need to rest.
Supposing we take a look at Sigismund's letter. See what the bastard is plotting.
Oh, good idea. Here, give me some light. Now, let me see. I, Sigismund of Luxembourg, by the will of God, King of Hungary, Dalmatia, and Bohemia.
Oh, Christ, skip that.
And I therefore call my loyal ally... Sigismund is mustering his allies and their armed forces to Kuttenberg.
What does it mean?
It means that he's lost patience. And he's planning to crush the resistance while he still can.
So, von Burgov and von Aulitz have gone to Kuttenberg?
Yeah. And my friend Hinek of Kunstedt is at Suchtal Fortress, not far from Kuttenberg. And Liechtenstein is in Kuttenberg too. We have to warn them.
And we have to help Capon?
Yeah, but first we must get away from here. Only he can't get far on foot.
I'll bring the horses to the road. You wait here.
But the place is crawling with them.
You go ahead. They'll give up in a while. We'll move further back inside.
When you meet Mika, the password is Falcon. God go with you, lad.
Vulcan! Catherine sent me. Things got a bit complicated.
Carry straight on to Yuchin. The merchant road will take you right to Kuttenberg.
But you're not coming with us?
No. I have to go back to Razig and Hanush and tell them what's being planned and what happened to Lord Capon. Look, it's high time you got going. Watch out for yourselves. Especially you, Henry. I don't have to come back and look for your body again.
I'll do my best.
Look, if you find yourself stuck, look for Sir Odorin of Rabosh and give him this ring. He'll help you, even if he's not too happy about it.
Godspeed!
Come now, Father. Put a little life into your dying. I've seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujitz parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject. Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a moment. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they keep him mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try. Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
How does it feel to breathe free air again?
What can I say? You can never truly appreciate freedom until someone locks you up for a while.
Or until you become a priest.
No fear of that in my case. I intend to enjoy life to the full. Wine, women, and song.
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser. And duller.
Dear me. I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests, eh?
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
Such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Do you want to make use of the council to improve the status of Jews in the city?
Not at all. However, we would like to give the council something it is sorely lacking. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
I reckon the two of you would hit it off. He's reliable and has his heart in the right place. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most. And that is why Samuel is in this world, for our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry and raised him as his own on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
Excuse me. I'd better not drink.
Better communion wine than kosher, is it?
Without a coat of arms and a noble house, we're all glad to find it safe.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. The last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
I beg your pardon, but I'm not looking to make friends here.
But you seek allies, no? Is it not in a sense the same thing? The friend of my friend is also my friend, and you say you know Henri, a likable boy, although he could still learn quite a lot from moi-même.
How did you end up imprisoned in Malashov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
You're quite mistaken, Monsieur Baron. I have.
Ah, je suis désolé. This Bohemia is a strange land. I have seen farmhands, children, and even women fighting. But the clergy? Sainte Mère, do tell me about it. No doubt you fought on the side of truth and honor.
My last big battle was in Kosovo.
I've heard of this battle. Many great men fell there.
Aye. And it was there I decided it was nothing for me. So I settled down in the presbytery in Ujits.
Then, what are you doing here, at a meeting of opponents of the crown?
Ah, the Lord moves in mysterious ways. You say you're a poet? How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How come almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here, too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess.
Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right.
That whoreson won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait!
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
Friends! We'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, that went just as expected. Good health.
And to yours. Could it have gone any other way when there's so many of us here?
I would have expected a bit more sense from Jobst, of all people. He made an amateur's mistake. But it's hard to be angry with him when he's trying to ingratiate himself with everyone. By the way, I'm John of Liechtenstein. And you must be Godwin, the son of...
That's not a thing I've ever boasted of. How do you know that?
I have my sources. From what I've heard about you, I'd judge you could be quite useful to me at today's gathering.
Was that so?
Indeed. And that's why I'd like to ask something of you.
As it happens, I've got nothing better to do anyway.
Excellent. I expect we can agree that Jobst's plan has certain shortcomings?
That's a weak word.
And the way it stands at the moment, he'll never get the support of the council. But I have an idea how to change that.
Well, I'm curious how you hope to shut Zizka up and satisfy the ones who want peace.
We'll sit and wait quietly until Sigismund withdraws of his own volition, as Jobst proposes, but we'll be waiting in the military camp of our huge new army.
When Sigismund sees that, he'll be off to Hungary all the sooner. At a gallop.
Exactly. Sigismund's army is demoralized and weakened. And besides, he's running out of resources. He's able to tackle fortresses that aren't able to defend themselves, but he won't engage an equal force on the battlefield.
But he can't retreat either. That would be a disgrace.
And that's exactly why we'll wait until he's called back to Hungary by events there. For the plan to work, we need allies, their money and their determination. We've already set the ground for it. We just need negotiators who will push the right people in the right direction.
Are you saying you set everything in motion even before Jobst?
More like in parallel, but without his knowledge. If we find support and make it look like the whole thing was his idea, we'll all win.
Why are you doing all this anyway?
Because I want to put a stop to the senseless deaths. And also because I'm happier with Wenceslas on the Bohemian throne.
You've got an interesting way of approaching things.
You're certainly not the first to tell me that. I take it as a compliment.
I'll help you. What exactly should I do?
I'll give you 3 names. Botchek of Kunstadt, Hamann Alder, and Anna of Waldstein. If you can get those 3 on our side, we've won the day. Meanwhile, I'll take care of Jobst.
What if it doesn't work?
I refuse to even consider that outcome, because it would mean slow but certain defeat for all of us.
Why me, of all people?
Because you've got a head on your shoulders. You know how to talk, and you're not just out for your own good. You and your friend Henry are similar in that respect. That's why I know I can count on you both. There aren't many like you two left.
Tell me a bit more about those people, so I know who I'm dealing with.
Certainly. Who do you want to start with?
Botchek of Kunstadt. I know the name, but I can't quite place him.
That's just the thing. He's got massive estates, great influence, but he holds back. He doesn't play the big game, because he doesn't like to take risks. He always goes for the sure thing. But once he's made his mind up, not even a pair of oxen will hold him back.
Alder the Alderman. Wasn't he a Kuttenberg councillor?
He still is. The only one who retained his position after the city was taken. Only he's here, instead of cozying up with Sigismund in Kuttenberg. So his days in the council are numbered. But he'll continue to have a strong influence on the guilds and the rich burghers. And that's why we need him.
Anna of Waldstein. The widow of that rich mine owner. What was his name?
Wenzel Bartosz. And I'm not surprised you forgot.
I was quite surprised to see her here. Assemblies like this are more of a...
A male affair? So far, Godwin, so far. Anna is holding back and behaving like an exemplary young widow. But don't trust appearances. She's got claws, she knows how to do her sums, and she certainly has no love lost for Sigismund.
And what use can she be to us? Apart from her late husband's money, of course.
She's as sharp as they come when it comes to trade. And she knows a thing or two about diplomacy. There are wicked tongues that claim Bartosz acquired most of his wealth thanks to her, and that it was thanks to her that he died, too.
I'll get on it then. Wish me luck.
I wish us both luck. Before the day is over, the die will be cast.
Success to our plans.
Hey, innkeeper, that beer?
I tell you, nobody has the likes of these.
Not even Butchik?
Not even Butchik.
That's hard to believe.
Martin likes to exaggerate. He was talking.
I'd like to check your horses out and see if they're as good as you say.
Pah, even better. But you won't believe it until you see for yourself.
And you might not believe your eyes when you do see them. Well, we have a new guest.
I wanted to...
You wanted to apologize for crashing into my home without a by your leave. Or to harass my guests some more?
I want to have a word with Alder.
Well, I'm having a word with you.
I apologize, Father.
For interrupting our conversation? Or just for being you?
Is that your...
Unfortunately. Speak up then. What are you doing here?
I came with a delegation from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Is this a joke?
Why so strict, Martin?
20 years ago, he was nothing but a cheeky brat, only interested in wenches and booze. I got him a place at the Archbishopric to have some sense beaten into his head. Only it wasn't long before they kicked him out. And then I find out he's settled in some backwater parish in Sassau. But he took his boozing and whoring along with him, lost everything, and then came creeping home again. Huh?
Try saying it again a little louder. They might not have heard you in the outer courtyard.
You have the impertinence to show me your face after the way you disgraced our whole family?
I wouldn't set foot here if I had a choice. Better to be a priest in some backwater than have a father like you.
How dare you?
You're as shit a father as I am a son. We've got nothing to blame each other for. And now let me speak to Alder.
You're dishonoring your host.
I can't dishonor someone who has no honor. If you had any, you'd be...
That's enough.
Christopher.
You won't get away with those insults. I challenge you to a duel.
I'm not happy about it, but I accept. This isn't how I imagined my first meeting with my brother.
Make room for us. We'll just settle a
Firm!
Did they teach you that in the seminary?
Right, we'll put you on your arse!
That was sneaky.
You don't know which end of that thing is up!
Christ! Shit!
Just like impossible! Charge and no mercy!
That was sneaky.
You're a dead man! You know that!
Hey!
What's wrong
told you
with
that?
your legs? Cover your right side! You've got a gap there I can drive a cart through!
Enough! That will do! My God. Where did you learn to wield a sword like that? Father always said you were a good-for-nothing boozer. But you could teach sword fighting in a school.
I was in a war. Right after they kicked me out of the archbishopric. And you ought to know yourself. Not all the faults that Father sees are real.
Aye. Well, I apologize for going off like that. I had to, so that...
So Father would be satisfied. I know. Only he'll never be satisfied. And the sooner you realize that, the better.
I thought he was the way he was because his first son let him down. And he hoped at least his second would become something.
And no luck again, eh? When I was 6 years old, I fell off a horse and broke my leg. He wouldn't talk to me for a week because I'd let him down.
The first time he took me hunting, he let me starve for 3 days until I was able to shoot my first hare.
Only 3 days. He got soft.
I always wondered who you were. There was never much talk about you at home.
Look, I really did fuck up everything I could. I brawled and boozed until they threw me out of my own parish. But now, I have a chance to put things to rights a little.
And that's why you want to talk to Alder.
I've got to get him on our side and to cooperate with us.
Aren't we all on the same side?
Maybe everyone's saying that. But it's time to put it into action.
After your encounter with Father, it won't be easy to get to Alder. Actually, I don't think you should even attempt it. Unless you want to anger Father even more.
What else can I do, though?
I'll talk to him myself. He'll hear me out for sure. But you'll have to trust me. And tell me what it's all about.
All right, then. You've heard Yob's plan, right? It's a nice idea, but we can't wait around without an army to back us up.
Only no one's going to pay for one, because that would be an outright admission of rebelling against Sigismund.
Alder's got some clout with the councillors and burghers who are loyal to Sigismund. If he agrees, they'll follow.
I expect Alder's not the only one you're after.
You got that right.
Leave Alder to me. The plan sounds sensible, and he's no fool.
I don't know how to thank you.
You can drag me to a tavern sometime. Pa doesn't need to know about it.
You're starting to sound like a brother.
Why we mustn't push too hard.
Burghers, patricians, and usurer.
Sir Bocek, I need to speak with you for a moment.
A man hardly puts his cup to his lips and someone comes along to put a flea in his ear. Yobs comes up with a plan as full of holes as a beggar's shoes, and now you're all jostling to win me over for him.
On the contrary, I've come here with an idea how to improve it.
Does that improvement include a few thousand men-at-arms? If not, you can go to the devil with it.
A few thousand men-at-arms as a convincing argument. And 100 horsemen on top. Only in order to get them, we need coin.
You've got my attention, but not my money yet.
How can I persuade you?
I need guarantees of security. I don't want to end up like Rutard.
Of course. Once it comes to protecting property, ideals go out the window.
You can talk, since you haven't got a pot to piss in yourself. If you were in my position, you'd think differently. I have a lot of property, lots of subjects to look after, and along with that, the Lord blessed me with a large family. I can't risk it all in a conflict with Sigismund.
So you need guarantees that you won't be left standing in the cold if you openly oppose Sigismund?
My guarantee is called Yitka. She's my niece. If I succeeded in marrying her off to another strong house, I'll have the certainty that I won't be left alone.
Maybe it's enough to find a suitable groom among the allies.
Perhaps someone of suitable standing who Yitka would also gladly accept. I don't want her to be unhappy.
I believe Liechtenstein is single.
And an uncertain party. Besides, he's inconvenient for Sigismund. Yitka could end up being a pawn to blackmail both of us.
I'd be honored to oblige. I'm in my prime.
Forget about it. Even if by some miracle you could manage to sire children, you'd die before you could raise them.
The truth doesn't offend, my lord. But I had to give it a try. How about young Lord Capon?
He's a youngster still.
He may be young, but he's got something between his ears. He's got battle experience. And when he gets the estate that's his by right, he'll be well secured for life.
If he gets it. Right now, Hanush lords over Rattay and seems quite happy with that state of affairs. On the other hand, the lords of Lipa have a good reputation, and Hanush can always be relied on, despite his temper. Maybe it's not such a bad idea.
I'll convey your offer to Lord Capon. If he agrees, we can celebrate our alliance.
I don't care what the young lord thinks. Hanush is the one to decide. If he agrees, I'll be happy to support your plan.
Pushing a friend to tie the knot to save the kingdom. Things have come to a pretty pass.
The kingdom will not forget his sacrifice. Now stop dilly-dallying and go and tell Hanush.
Sir Hanush, I bring happy tidings.
You do? Let's hear it then.
Young Lord Capon is going to get married.
If he's got some impoverished noble's daughter pregnant, I'll have his hide. I'm not going to support some bastard.
You misunderstood my meaning. I was the one who arranged the betrothal. I mean, with your blessing.
You arranged a marriage for my ward? Just like that? With who?
With the niece of Sir Bushek, Lord of Kunstad. Her name's Yitka.
Bushek of Kunstad? The Bushek of Kunstad? Godwin, you conniving old bastard!
Oh, fuck.
I don't believe it. So, young Hans is to marry Kunstad's daughter?
Niece.
If you're serious, I'll make sure that you get the Rattay parish.
Or you could make me the abbot of Sassa. Or what about a bishopric?
Forget it. Soon I'll be paying for a wedding. Not a word to Hans. I want to tell him myself. But let's drink to it, shall we?
Cheers!
Cheers to you, and to your parleying skills.
Sir Bushek, your niece Yitka can start preparing for her wedding.
So Hanush agreed, without reservation.
Indeed.
Then I will fulfill my end of the bargain without reservation.
Thank you, Lord of Kunstad.
Enough formality. We'll have a drink. What do you say?
Cheers to the beautiful Lady Yitka and the unhappy Lord Capon.
Here's to a good bargain.
A nightingale surround...
May I have a word with you, sir?
You? Anytime. With you, at least, there's some sensible conversation. Unlike this pack of conceited upstarts.
What do you think about Jobst?
Are you testing me? Jobst called this assembly and he wants things to turn out well. We have to trust him.
To turn out well for whose benefit, though? Some are up to their elbows in silver and blood, so others can live in freedom.
Better make sure you're among the latter, then. And in the meanwhile, help the former to keep their losses to a minimum.
Have you got something against the Kuttenberg nobles?
Their forefathers lived up to their ears in dung. But thanks to the royal mines, they were born with silver spoons up their asses. And they think that can turn their blood blue.
But surely they're not all like that. And they are our allies.
Allies or not, someone ought to show them their place.
Young Lord Capon is finally free again. Let's hope he'll take better care of himself now.
He got a harsh lesson. But at least he might remember to lay off that tomfoolery of his for a while. But if not, war will make a man of him soon enough.
Do you think there's really going to be a war? I mean a proper one, not just sitting around and talking about it.
I sincerely hope so. Whoever sits around risks nothing. It's time to get off our asses and take action.
I've got some good news and some bad news for you.
The bad news is there's hardly any females in this whole damned place. There's some old bat standing there with two young girls, but she watches over them like a mother hen. So at least tell me the good news.
You're going to get married.
Good one. Is she at least pretty?
I don't know. I've never seen her.
You're really a barrel of laughs, Godwin. Wait till Hannah hears this. Now, enough nonsense. Let's have a drink to your health and my freedom.
To your health.
Greetings to you, sir. Greetings to you.
Couldn't she tell him to go to hell herself?
Oh, I reckon she likes having a young buck like him paying attention to her. But don't you worry.
Sir Kunzlin, I haven't yet had the pleasure.
You're Godwin, aren't you? I've heard about you from Martin.
Oh dear.
Have no fear. I know Martin well, and I know he's prone to exaggeration. Anything I can do for you?
I expect you know Lady Anna of Waldstein well.
Why wouldn't I? She's joined at the hip with my daughter Rosa.
I hope she doesn't feel unwelcome here. I've heard she's a bit of a thorn in the side for some of the gents here.
To her own relatives, certainly. But I'll tell you one thing. I knew her husband, Wenzel, and he married her out of love. And I cared for him devotedly till the day he died. And it wasn't a quick death.
So it's not true what they say? That his demise was convenient for her?
Vile slander. People just can't forgive her for coming into a fortune as a young widow.
Will you support Margrave Jobst's plan?
That depends on what it is. If he decides to just wait, then no. I can't take that risk any longer.
Do you think we should look for help somewhere else?
I came here for one reason alone. To hear a plan of attack against Sigismund. If Jobst doesn't lay one out before me, I'll try and find someone more courageous.
What do you think of the rabbi's offer? The Kuttenberg Jewish community is large, and their support could change everything.
Or nothing. To be honest, I've no idea what to expect of the rabbi's offer.
He said he was interested in an alliance, though, didn't he?
Aye, but still he must be aware that whatever happens, It won't change the lot of his people.
So you don't trust him?
And isn't it natural? It's not just fate and the walls of their quarter that separates us. They live in our city, but they're more foreign than the Germans or the Hungarians. God be with you.
Certainly. Have no fear.
Your Grace, may I disturb you for a moment?
Certainly.
Godwin, I came with the lords from Ratai.
Ah, now I remember. Forgive me, there are many guests and I only have one head.
Lord Liechtenstein asked me for help, in our collective interest. But if you'll allow me, sir, I'd like to ask you a few questions, so I'm clear about what I can do to help.
Indeed. And what would you like to know?
Your plan, if I may be so bold, has a few gaping holes. Sigismund may attack anywhere and any time. And we have no way to defend ourselves. You want to wait. Fine. But you should at least give some assurance to the lords that they'll live to see it through.
You amuse me, Godwin. A parish priest teaching the Margrave of Moravia about politics. I know you mean well, but try to look at it with cold reason.
I'd reason better with an army at my back.
Do you realize how much such an army costs? The gentlemen here have trouble agreeing about much lesser sums.
And if a way could be found, and the means...
Before that happens, Sigismund will take his shoes off and head off to Rome barefoot.
Do you still think the lords will agree at the end of the day? I'm beginning to lose hope.
That's the way of politics. Some are persuaded by silver, some by a well-chosen word. Others are convinced by tempting promises.
And if none of that does the trick?
Such cases usually end in quarrels between former allies, while the enemy is laughing up his sleeve.
John of Liechtenstein is acting in your interest, isn't he?
That was the original agreement. And on the outside, it still looks that way, I trust.
I understood that he was on our side.
Yes, he is. Only, he is slowly starting to act more and more on his own initiative.
Although, that doesn't have to be a bad thing, does it?
He still lacks the experience to be capable of evaluating some situations. But he is persuasive, and easily wins people to his side. Unfortunately.
But it was you who sent him to Kuttenberg, wasn't it?
True. But I certainly never told him to hole up in the Jewish quarter and pursue his own private plans there. And by doing so, he put both himself and our common interests in jeopardy.
I wasn't expecting to meet the rabbi of Kuttenberg here.
Really? Half of Kuttenberg has accumulated debts with usurers that they cannot repay, or even do not intend to. The rabbi knows his people are under threat, and that Sigismund will not protect them if something should befall, similar to what happened in Prague.
So they naturally took a stance against Sigismund.
What's more, if Wenceslas regains the throne, they can expect him to reward them.
On whose side do the wealthy burghers stand?
From the entire elite of Kuttenberg. Only Kunzelin Ruthard and Haman Alder have come here. Not that I'm surprised. The king keeps a close eye on them through the city council, seeking the slightest pretext to confiscate their wealth.
But if Ruthard and Alder can be persuaded...
We don't need to convince Ruthard. And Martin is already working on Alder. But he might be pushing a little hard.
God be with you, noble lady. There's something I'd like to ask of you.
God be with you. What would that be?
Your diplomatic support. And your money.
No beating around the bush, eh? I like that. But what do you want my money for?
Margrave Yob's plan has some gaps, milady. We need to gather enough resources to...
To muster an army that Margrave can't afford on his own?
Christ. Be praised. You're astute.
I should say so. All sorts of people have their eyes on my money, and divining their intentions is a necessity. Although, between the two of us, it isn't hard to figure out what Liechtenstein is after.
How do you know Liechtenstein's behind it?
I know most of the people here very well. Many of them certainly have doubts about the Margrave's plans, but they wouldn't dream of stating them aloud. While it seems that Lord Liechtenstein, on the contrary, sees his opportunity.
I'd say you have a better nose for people than most of this crowd.
Not only for people, but also for good food and wine. And beneficial deals.
Then you're in the right place. This occasion provides all of those things.
The wine here is average. The cooks lack imagination. And I have yet to hear any interesting offers. So, to the point. What is it that Liechtenstein wants from me?
Nothing more than support and resources for an army to parley more effectively with Sigismund.
Nothing more? I'd say that's plenty. And why ask me for help? Why should I, of all people, take the risk?
You manage large estates. In return for your generosity, we offer you protection.
I've managed quite well up to now, taking care of my own resources. If you want me to support you, you must give me a good reason. Perhaps a favor in return.
Do you have something in particular in mind?
Well, one of the guests here has something that shouldn't get into the wrong hands.
Who's that?
Haman Alder. Now, if you were to switch these papers for the ones he brought with him, I would support your proposal.
I'm supposed to rob an ally.
Haman Alder was given the documents to deliver to the council. He hasn't yet had a chance to look at them, so he won't even notice the difference.
Have you fallen out with the town councillor?
No. Alder is innocent in the matter. My relatives from the House of Bartosz are behind it all. They're disappointed that I dared outlive my husband, and the fact that I'm handling his estates makes their hair stand on end.
And these papers I'm supposed to switch, what do they concern?
My relatives somehow dug up some trade contracts between myself and certain undesirable parties.
You were dealing with the enemy.
They were not the enemy at the time. My conscience is clear, but I'll rest easier when those papers are in my hands.
And the papers I'm supposed to plant on Alder?
Just insignificant documents. If the incriminating ones disappeared without a trace, it would arouse suspicion.
All right, I'll help you. Or at least I'll give it a try.
Alder will surely have the papers in his saddlebags, which he left in the shed on the outer courtyard. Bring them to me, and put these there instead. But watch yourself. Odorin's groom has eyes ever.
Take a look at that.
Hey, you! What are you doing here? No one's allowed in here.
I'm waiting here for you.
Oh, how's that?
I've been watching you for a while, and I have a feeling you do well to talk a little. In conspectu Dei.
Who in God's name are you?
In God's name indeed. I'm a priest, and I know a wretched sinner when I see one.
Is it that obvious? Christ above.
Don't blaspheme. It'll help you more to confess.
Hey, you! What are you doing here? No one's allowed in here.
Shh. I'm here on a matter of Lady Anna of Waldstein's. It's very important.
And what would her ladyship want in this here shed?
That's none of your concern. But Lady Anna stressed that it's a matter of urgency. You know the law of falling shit?
No. What's that?
If you hold me up, Lady Anna will give me shit. And I'll have to drop it on your head. And since you're just a fucking groom, you can complain at best to the nags here. Is it worth it to you?
No, it's not. And in the morning, when I met him, I swore I never laid eyes on his daughter. Even though my back was scratched raw from our roll in the hay.
That's a mortal sin. Lying with a woman that you're not joined with in holy matrimony. And then lying about it too. That's already 2 commandments broken for the price of 1.
I'll go to hell for that, won't I?
You won't. As long as you repent. Be contrite, fast and pray. 10 Our Fathers. Ego te absolvo.
I'll start right away. Thank you, Father. That won't please Lord Oderin.
I've got those papers from Alder for you.
Quiet! You don't have to announce it to everyone.
Lady, with all the clamor going on here, I can hardly hear my own thoughts. Here they are.
You're more capable than I expected. Thanks for the help.
You're welcome. And now you're part of the bargain.
As agreed. I will support Liechtenstein's proposal with both words and money.
Thank you, noble lady. God will...
Yes, quite. But let's drink to our bargain, Godwin.
How could I refuse a toast with such a fine lady? To your health, Lady Anna.
And to the success of our efforts.
Gentlemen, I think we can raise our goblets to the successful conclusion of the negotiations.
Is this supposed to be your secret weapon?
Like I said, miracles happen where you least expect them. Tell me, Godwin of the House of Oderin, what news do you bring us?
I bring nothing from the House of Oderin. But the widow of Waldstein and Sir Bocek of Kunstadt will support our cause.
Both of them? Good heavens, what did you promise them?
This is going to be a long story, and I could use a drink. So if you'll excuse me, my lords?
It would seem that we have all benefited from the break in these proceedings. New alliances have been formed. And I have also changed my plans. We shall still wait for Sigismund to withdraw his troops of his own accord. But we will wait with an army at our backs.
Yes! And how are we to raise an army? Wasn't it made clear at the meeting that no one wants to take the risk?
The only thing made clear was that each of us alone is weak, and that we could not find common ground. But that has now changed.
King Wenceslas is, by the will of God, the Balbatim of all his subjects. Not only the Christians, our community, and not only ours, will give you coin.
Yes! The Kuttenberg houses are still loyal to King Wenceslas, and we stand with Lord Ruthard.
And if that's not enough, the houses of Leipa and Kunstadt will unite and march side by side.
My niece, Yitka, will take young Lord Capon as her husband.
Lords Kunstadt, Hanush, Radzig, and I will set out immediately. God willing, we will be back within 3 weeks, along with an army.
Now those are words worthy of a nobleman.
My friend, I still believe that words are more powerful than swords. And our words will ring in 1,000 voices to the glory of King Wenceslas!
Damn it. The name is unpronounceable.
How'd you like our wine, Chevalier?
The art of winemaking has a long tradition in La Belle France. Recipes are passed on from father to son, and each generation brings them to perfection. I myself was practically raised on wine. How many I have tasted. Even the French royal court took note of my refined taste. The king himself had wine delivered for his table according to my advice.
I expect his lordship had the best barrels rolled out. Now, if you'd only known he had a real connoisseur here.
Best barrels? Mon ami, this wine would perhaps be suited to the infirmary, where it would suffice for cleaning wounds and easing pain. For that, the taste is of little consequence.
Baron. You in need of something, my wild friend?
I'd like to drink a toast with you to our joint success. As they say, all's well that ends well. So, to brighter tomorrows.
Touching.
Come now. What's become of your poetic soul?
I never had one.
Truly? Not even a little?
Not a bit. I'm just a cynical old pragmatist.
In that case, in quite simple and pragmatic terms, the wine has run out.
Fuck. I've got a tongue like a slice of weak old bread after all that gabbing.
Well, get something wet for us then.
His lordship is so unsteady on his legs, he can't make it as far as the keg.
To hell with that keg slop. Your father surely has something better stored away. I had my eye on him all evening. He had pictures brought from somewhere for himself and his closest friends, and left the rest of us to drink cheap dregs. Try and find one of those pictures for us, eh? I'm sure you can manage that.
You can bet on it. I've got a nose for booze.
I don't doubt it. Get sniffing quick.
Rolling by.
Well, considering how much
word,
Martin
if you will.
bragged about
Yes.
the beast.
First, you ridiculed me in front of Alder, and now I find out you're sneaking around my house like a thief.
I should have known you'd turn your servants into snitches.
And you're as drunk as a fiddler to boot.
And I intend to get even more drunk. Anyway, I have to go for some more wine.
My wine?
A distinguished guest's wish.
I'll see about that. And you, get out of my sight. You reek of booze. Just look at him.
But you can hardly stand straight, Martin.
May her marriage to Lord Capon bring her happiness.
There.
How come you're still here, sir? Weren't you supposed to travel with Sir Hanush? Raise an army, prepare a wedding feast and all that?
All hail Jobst. He sorted out things here nicely. He got my money for a start, and that's more than I wanted to give him. But you know how it goes. Give them a finger. I explained to the Margrave that I'm not going anywhere, and I sent my captain with him. He's still young and full of piss and vinegar. I'm too old and fond of my comfort.
Did you at least discuss with Hanush where the wedding will take place?
Nothing to discuss. It'll be at our castle Potstein, of course. It's the pride of our family. We can fit in 3 times more people than here, and that still wouldn't be much.
Ah, but there are 2 castles in Rattay. I'd bet my right arm old Hanush will want to have the wedding there.
What? In Rattay? Well, I ought to look into that then.
But deal with him yourself, though. I won't be your gent's messenger anymore. Having a good time?
It's a fucking bore. These old farts here have no idea what fun is.
Well, what are you missing? There's wine, food. Even a few females worth the same.
Nah, I'd rather have a game of dice. Or a good punch-up.
Well, let's have a game then. But for what?
For coin. What else?
Let's make it 50 groschen to spice things up.
Nice. If I'd known you had that kind of coin on you, I'd have...
Now there's a piece of horseflesh for you, Roothard. Not like that nag of yours.
What the hell do you beat it with? It looks more like a damn bull.
Sir! Sir! There's some horsemen right out front of the fortress.
Ah, that's Peter of Pisac. He wouldn't come to the council, but he is coming happily to the celebration, you old fox.
Come on in, sir. There's wine aplenty.
Hey! Hey! Intruders! Enemies at the gates!
Seize the nobles! Kill the rest!
That was a close shave.
A little too close. Fuck me.
Do my eyes deceive me? Henry!
Godwin. How did you get... Damn. I can't tell you how happy I am to see you. You turned up at just the right moment.
Is everyone all right?
Well, some are, some aren't.
They captured Oder and Kunstad and Rutard. And they took Alder and Conrad of Vector away too.
They wanted to slay the rest like dogs.
What about my father? And Hanush?
They left with Jobst long before that. I'm sure they're all right, but not everyone was so lucky.
Where did they go? Back to Rattay?
They've got to raise an army for us. And I hope they fucking hurry.
So we have a plan to counter Sigismund?
More of a promise than a plan.
But, as you can see, our allies are getting scarce. We should lay low until Jobst gets back.
I'll gladly play dead for a while.
Be so kind. And don't speak of the dead.
What happened, Godwin? Who died?
Anna of Waldstein. She didn't stand a chance against those butchers. May she rest in peace.
She was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And they almost killed my brother.
But only almost. Good work.
What do you mean, almost? What happened?
I got there in time to help him, fortunately. Christopher tried to defend our father, but nearly lost his life doing it. Nothing.
Old grievances aside, Odorin is an ally, the same as Rutard and Botchek.
Oh, they all have their quirks. Cousin Botchek's a money-grabbing magpie. But I won't give up on the fucker either.
We'll have to wait for the other side's move anyway. We don't even know where von Berghout took them.
I tried to come as soon as possible and warn you, but von Berghoff's people beat me here.
You knew he was coming.
He wanted Odorin. He probably had no idea they'd find most of Sigismund's enemies here in one place.
I bet he couldn't believe his fucking luck.
And Sigismund will be moving at a gallop. We have to be really careful now. One wrong move, and he'll hang the lords.
You want to give up now?
Nobody said anything about giving up. We'll treat the wounded, bury the dead, get the hell out of here. Then we'll hide in the Devil's Den and wait for Jobst and his army.
If I survive the journey. Oh, God's teeth. That stupid nag nearly broke me in half.
The king announced one more thing at the council. He asked the councillors to ransack the Jewish quarter. That is, he ordered it, more like.
Fuck! Liechtenstein's got his people there. They could reveal a lot.
The city rabbi is sitting upstairs in the hall. At least he's safe here.
They're our allies. We have to help them.
What do you mean by we? Everyone here is lucky to be still breathing. I can just see them all jumping to their feet and rush to save their poor Jews.
Maybe Samuel will figure something out. He wanted to talk to you anyway.
He's here too?
Aye, escorting the rabbi. You should go and see them as soon as possible. And tell Liechtenstein too.
Anyway, we've got work to do. Godwin?
Give me a moment. I'll go and see Christopher first. Guard the walls until morning. If anyone shows up,
Good to see you both. Alive.
Oh, come on. You know, I've walked out of much worse scrapes laughing. They could well have killed us all. If it hadn't been for you, Henry, von Berghoff could have caused a lot more harm.
Von Aulitz surprised even Sigismund with that. You should have seen the look on the king's face when he told him.
Well, thank God we all survived. Well, not all of us. They killed Lady Anna of Waldstein and many other nobles. It was slaughter. And they captured our closest and most influential allies. Without them, we can hardly get the burghers on our side.
We'll figure out a way to help them.
But how? Our plans are ruined. Get a grip. Whining doesn't help anyone. You're right. When I drink too much wine, I get overwhelmed with self-pity. Nevertheless, I have to admit it can't get much worse.
Actually, it might. And very soon. At Sigismund's council, an order was given to ransack the Jewish quarter.
God's wounds! We need to get back to the city and warn them. I'm going with you. Out of the question. Do you want to end up imprisoned again? You'll be more useful if you stay here and help Shishka. Henry, tell Samuel and the rabbi to get ready to travel. I'll try to get someone else to join.
So I say him, what do you expect when you drink like fish? Fish is not able to walk either.
And then he threw you out?
No, he cannot, because...
Ah, vous êtes là. What is happening, Capitaine?
A mam nadzieję, że kurwa przeżyjemy.
Pojebało cię.
Enough of the chit-chat. I want to know if we're gonna get to work, Zizka.
We shall. No reason to wait. Von Berghoff won't stay in Malashov forever.
So tonight?
Before dawn. Even the dogs will still be snoring. And we'll have plenty of time to move.
I can't wait.
Sorry to disappoint you, Hinnock. I need you in the village.
Oh, fuck. I was looking forward to that, Cannon.
Hey, Kubienka. You were in the artillery in Senpak, weren't you?
Yes, but in the guard detail. I don't know shit about firing.
Well, at least it's some kind of experience.
I believe I might be of assistance, mes amis.
You've already helped quite enough, Frenchmen.
The Duc de Bourgogne, once, showed off such a bête lourde in Champmol. And I was there.
Is that so, Baron? Do you know how to handle it?
Oui. If I have a few strong men to assist me.
All right. Kubianka will go with you. If anything fucks up, we're counting on you to save our asses. The rest of us will lure the fortress garrison out, so we can cut them off. We'll split into 2 groups. Me and my men will cut the village off from the fortress. The second group will enter the village from the other side and cause mayhem. That'll be your job. Set fire to a haystack. Make a racket. In short, anything that will lure the fortress garrison out into the open. You get me, Devil?
Oh, aye. A good old blood orgy. As soon as they stick their noses out, the trap falls.
And the rest will go like this. Listen up. Malashov is only a handful of cottages and a tavern. Fortunately, Kunzlin's fortress is a bit beyond the village.
Fuck. Looks more like a small castle.
Aye, it's well fortified. It's got a moat, 2 gates, and a big tower. That's where von Berghoff will be.
And don't forget the drawbridge and the secret passage.
Korytarz był zamknięty, byłem tam.
Aye, it's to be expected they'll seal off the passageway, so we have to get inside, over the bridge, and through the gate. You and Capon will deal with that, Henry. You two know it better from inside. Then, you'll let us in.
Damn. That'll be as hairy as the balls of St. Killian.
Aye, it won't be easy. But this isn't the first time for us. And besides, this time we've got artillery to back us up. We have to get to the tower whatever happens. And if it all works out, we'll drag von Berghoff right out of bed.
God willing, he'll be sleeping like a log.
And another thing, the Devil's Den is no longer safe. So after the attack, we'll pull back to Sukhto Fortress.
Any place better than that shithole.
You're right there.
Abbas, no doubt Peter Pisek will be delighted to welcome us.
He wants to fight Sigismund? Well, here's his chance. Especially since he missed the last skirmish with von Berghoff. Any questions?
What should I do?
You and Sam come with me. I need your youthful zeal.
Everything is clear to me.
We're glad. Hitch up, men! Let's take advantage of the dark and get to Malashov before the cock crows.
What's going on, Devil? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I had a bit of a disagreement with this brat here.
This is your plan? To burn down the village?
What of it? We're at war, if you hadn't fucking noticed.
There's innocent people there.
Do you think I don't know? But better them than us. They'd run for the woods before we started anyway.
Are you serious?
Sei mishpoche, Freund. Sei mishpoche.
It is the law of God. We are at war here, not those peasants.
Fuck this fucking shit. Well, it's too late to go back now.
But that fortress is still full of men.
There's another way to do this. I'll take care of the first gate. You'll have the element of surprise.
Fine, Henry. You've made your bed, now lie in it. But if any of us die today because of you, I'll gut you myself.
Fuck.
It's almost your time. You need to sneak quietly over the wall, youngsters.
It's still dark. That'll give us cover.
I'll go with them.
I appreciate it, but this is not for you.
Easy, Father. We're trying not to die here.
I'm giving them my best men. That'll have to do, friend.
I'd like to see what they look like.
Here I am, Kalani. We got leather. And other go ahead to check out fortress.
Good, Janosch. We'll take care of the drawbridge. And you, Henry, open up the first gate for Zhishka.
And then we'll storm in there like a fox into a chicken coop.
Could you repeat that?
We'll climb over the rear palisade and take control of both gates at once. You open the first gate, and we'll take care of the drawbridge at the second one.
Exactly. Off you go. No time to waste.
Good luck, fellas.
How are you looking forward to parleying with the legate? Have you brushed up on your Italian?
It's an uphill struggle, son. I practiced with Brabant, but my memory's not what it used to be. Fortunately, not many speak Italian around here. So at the court, I can bray like a donkey, wave my arms a bit, and no one will be any the wiser.
Will the legate be able to understand you at all?
Oh, you'll have to. I'm counting on my Latin, which I studied much longer. But I can't remember the last time I spoke it sober.
You're not planning on drinking before you meet him, are you?
There's not much chance for it. I can't drink in the morning on an empty stomach. And if I drink in the evening, I'll sleep it off overnight.
Where did you learn Italian, anyway?
From a Florentine. I met him amongst the mercenaries. All I know about him is his name was Luca, and he had a wife and daughter at home. He probably joined the army to get out of some spot and bother. That's how most of the men ended up there.
How did he end up?
He fell at the Battle of Kosovo. I was right there.
I'm sorry.
Can't be helped. At least his worries are behind him now.
Good luck, then.
Thanks.
Please show me that swordsmanship technique of yours.
Why not? I'd be happy to show it to you. But whether you understand it is up to you. Oh, at any rate, you need to be quick and thorough. Because for once, you aren't attacking the head directly, but rather the opponent's sword. When you knock it aside, you open up space for a deadly blow. Now come and try it a few times. How's your eye? Is it healing well?
Those few days following...
Can we go to Loretz now?
I reckon it's too late now, eh? We have to leave before the crack of dawn tomorrow, while it's still dark, understand?
Should I take that as a thank you?
What about Loretz? Should we go?
I reckon it's too late now, eh? We have to leave before the crack of dawn tomorrow, while it's still dark, understand?
Then you just scream.
Buono il pollo, eminenza. Così così, eh? Il cibo da queste parti fa un po' cagare. Ma che diavolo? Come cazzo vi permettete? Eh?
Sit the fuck down.
Nos non... Oh, fuck. Nos non cuer... Vos nos... Vos non vulnerabo. Nobis est petitio. No. Proposal. Ragazio. Ita. Ragazio.
Can you cut it short?
Fuck! Don't interrupt! Latin is tough when you're sober.
Fucking hell!
Andiamo! Forza! After them! They mustn't get away! Right, let's see him.
Nie chciał zamknąć gęby, to dostał. Nic mu nie jest lekko otumaniony. No przecież lekko dostał z bańki, no leciutko.
You've killed him.
No przecież nic mu nie zrobiłem.
You fucking killed him, you great Polish ox!
You are going straight to hell for that. That's right, hell! And all those horned demons there will be taking turns with you. You just wait. They're gonna be fighting over your Polish arse.
Przecież nie chciałem, no! Boże, czemu dałeś mi tak tępy łeb?
Strip them before their clothes get even more soaked in blood. You can undress His Eminence here. Me? But why? Because you're the legate now.
This is how you're preparing for the council, Your Eminence?
Aye. This whole business has got me shook up. I'm kitted out like a jester, and my arse is soaked in sweat. And on top of that, I have to pass myself off as an Italian. Such a stupid way to lose the legate. I'd like to wring that Polish idiot's neck.
Well, you'll mostly be speaking Latin at the meeting, right?
Aye. But as you heard, I'm not very good at it while sober. Let's hope they have enough wine at that meeting.
How's the Italian going?
A bit better now. Brabant taught me some. But I'll need booze to help me get through the rest.
Janos Uher could help you. He's entertaining even when he's not talking.
Him? If I know him, he'll be gorging himself until we haul him off, along with the silver. Or until someone kills him.
Can we leave now?
Oh well. It's time.
Lead on, Your Eminence. Psst. Godwin, from now on, only speak Italian. Got it? Remember, you're a cardinal. Nice and dignified, no sudden moves, and be nice to people. I'm sure the local merchants wouldn't mind if such a rare visitor bought something from them.
Capisco, mio fedele servitore.
Excellent. Let's go then. Buonasera, signori.
Buonasera. Buonasera, coloni.
Cazzo!
Sei proprio sbaccala.
Signores? Signori! Senti? Italiano? Cardinal!
Vuoi che ci scoprano?
Scusi, Cornuto.
Vedi, sei un buon insegnante.
Vaffanculo, imbecille! Non ho il tempo!
What did you say? What did he say?
Welcome to Kuttenberg.
What an honor.
Signore, welcome to Kuttenberg.
Vaffanculo, soldato!
Eh? What did he say?
How would I know, for fuck's sake? He spoke Italian.
Ave. Avete, vos etiam, illustres domini, sum Hieronymus nas, hodiernum conventum egregium constituo cutne antique civium concili iuso.
Ave, meaide Gianni Unger, dis cardinal legate Lorenzo Pozzo, excusing my language.
Bene, bene. Non necesse est ut te intendas.
Tempus non perdamus.
Ad libitum. Domini insequem anime. Manete. Insolitum. Te... Alecunde te novi. Haven't we met somewhere?
It credes. Enrico talam benignam fatiam habet, non primum creditur eum novice. Roma nunquam egressus est, certe Henrice? Certe Romanus superbus est?
Sì. Fatta la legge, trovato l'inganno.
Vero.
I could have sworn that somewhere. Nihil refert. Introveniamus, Domini. Exe aula italica. Utinam vos sonitus non turbaret. Signatoris ad hunc laborem hodiernum non perfetsurunt. Mox finient et tranquillitatem habebimus. Aula italica est moneta media finium bohemicorum. Tantum eoloco grossum verum licet cudere. In fabricis cornos dexteri aule, bacula argentia feriuntur. Ex quo numi cudantur.
Quo nos portas?
In arium insedibus. Te omnes manen. Avidi sunt ut te videam. Hec acta valde magna sunt. Yes, but keep it brief, would you? What are the lords complaining about this time?
What do you think? They are worried they will not be getting any sleep again.
They can rest easy. This is a church council, not some villager's boozer.
It had better be.
Listen, Chaba. It's nice you care so much about their comfort, but you're weeping over the wrong grave. I'll have some more wine sent to them. Maybe it'll dull their senses and they'll sleep like stones. Will that be enough?
We will see. Neither you nor the steward have to listen to their whining all the time.
De mora me excuso. Exe Chaba Molnar. Dicitur eum virum validissimum ex regno Hungaria esse. Hoc tempore hic. Unum munus facit. Set non moremus. Pergamus. Etse preghaus. Hic grossa cuduntur. Si vultis. In ordine vos ad portavo et unum proprium cudere poteritis. Aliquiste convenire cupit, Domine Cardinalis. Etse imperator custodum aule Italice Iosifus Cabrini. Verus Italicus.
Benvenuto fra di noi, Sua Eminenza, Cardinal Pozzo. Non vedevo l'ora di fare la conoscenza di un compaesano. Signor Cardinale?
Verba vano tempus non est.
Inteligo. Certe. Possumusne peregere?
Hunc locum inspiceri velum, si mihi permittis.
Bene. Sed non Dio queso. Sero iter facimus.
Vi saluto,
Advenimus.
signor Cardinale.
Te expectamus. Possimus ne pareget.
Eamus.
Excellent.
Yes?
The Cardinal and his aide are coming with me to the hall. See to it their retinue is made comfortable in the kitchen.
As you wish. I will take care of it.
Inseque me, queso. Eos Eminentia Cardinales Pozzo.
Mihi excusate morum, cum gaudio do tibe in abatio nostra sed lice hospitium sed circumstantia difficilis sicut.
Tue emensia. Fraternitas Christi corporis ecclesiam sanctae Barbarae edificat ad moiarem Dei gloriam. Posnustat toto urbs.
Et veritatem non vult accepere, sed lice monastarii gratiam ons cutnam magnus est.
Sancta Barbara, patrona forsorum.
Eternitas tua imperamentum est in communi ad diem. Nobis non est opus areo templo. Consentisne mihi cardinales.
Venite, sodales cari. Puto melius esse primo bibere. Audivi vos habere in orbe viniam. De gravibus loquamur ne incaramus in mundanas voluptatis. Recte arbitratus sum contentionum vestram nullum eventum habuisse.
Incommode ita est. Pars contrario non vult ex proposito sua exire, quod inter nos discordium seminavit.
Monasterium non vult mente comprehendere, credentes novum templum habere vele. Donationes in proximis annis clare ostendunt urbem sodelitati. Pnevitiae et sanctae Barbarae suffragari.
Sed nova tempora sunt. Rex sigus mundus declaravit se statum sed litia malini sostenere.
Dic nobis cardinalis, quae est opinio papae Bonifaci hoius casus?
Papa resolutus non est. Idio hic sum ut ambas discordiae partes auditorum sim.
Bene, discoramus de toto casu.
Temporis satis habemus, fac tot rogatos quod vis.
Colec vere cum ambabus discordiae partibus et cogitate opinionibus tuis. Tempus habes, ut de omnibus rebus bene cogitatus sis. Cum resolutos eris, fac certiorem adjuvetorem tuum, et fac sermonem finalem in quo decretum tuum nunciabis.
Intelligo facile non erit. Opus est omnia bene. Loqui, colloqui, discurrere.
Bene te habes, cardinalis?
Ego, potio egio fauces sica est.
Hey, still getting into fights.
Signor Cardinale?
Not anymore. It's inappropriate for a priest.
I'm glad.
Cosa voi?
We must help Henry and others some way.
The best way to help them is not to give ourselves away.
I say nothing. It's up to you and your Latin speaking.
I'll have to help it a little.
I get it. We lucky we got lots of booze here. But do not go crazy.
I won't, Ma.
And I see that fella who bring us here, he watch you close. You got to make like real legit.
Christ, you're making me even more nervous than I was before.
Easy, Kamashko. Just make like you know what you're doing, like you understand these dumb church fuckers, blah 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 blah. And I have one more good idea.
Allora, dimmi.
How you talk about wine supply, Janos think, hey? I ask for more. I send guards to town, they gone. Our people not have to fight with them.
What's King Sigismund like, anyway?
He's a strange fellow. Very irritable. I certainly wouldn't want to face his wrath.
Cardinalis, loquere possumus.
Cap Domini.
Cardinalis, bonus inter nos es.
I hope he'll understand you. You can't speak proper Latin even when drunk.
That's right.
You don't even know your dico dicere, so shush.
Rogare quid vele, nos hic ille aduavare.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Sciri velibam aliquis di his cons...
He speaks almost like you. Maybe he's making fun of you.
Shut the hell up. Certo, ego te omnia dicere, non edificare templum sancta Barbara pro urbs malum magnum est. Eius sanctitas intelligere, quod metallici, incolas urbs et vulgus mons cutna vele proprium sacrarium.
Tell him the abbot's a moron.
Come on now, Wenzel.
Abbatis Ioannes durus et non sedere, nec non archiepiscopus Praga Zbigniew Zaitz non...
Here's an even bigger moron, old alphabet.
Itaque nos sperare...
Commodo videtis iusititia sancta setis?
Debere nos sustinere. Barbara debet esse independente.
Debet?
Vos votare. Malum arbitrium agere.
Did he even understand you?
I don't know.
Doesn't look like he did.
Cur hic custosus?
Well, tantum custodes honor. Non debere timere.
Bene. Prudens videtur. Cum dignitatem videtur.
Nos gaudere.
What did he say?
Some courtesies, apparently. That's all he seems able to say.
What a peculiar legate he is.
Mons cutna pulcher urbs, de eum potes locvere.
Certo, eminente. Verbum tuum nos gaudio implet.
What does he say about Kuttenberg?
He likes it.
Well, that's good, eh? Ask him if he bought anything here.
They've already drunk half the vineyard on the town's bill, so he could spend some groschen to make up for it.
Hic esse multi venditores excellentes. Tuiam emere hic aliquid?
Ego nihil non invenire quod mi tenet.
Incommodum. Tu aliquid invenire.
I'll gladly sell him something. Maybe some wine. At least we'd make up for what they drank in Loretz.
Aye. Make him pay through the nose.
Ebire debuit.
Salve, cardinalem.
Salve.
Shall we? I still think no decision will be reached today.
Nobody expects that. But hopefully we can at least make some progress.
You know how these clerics are.
Dominus hic peregrinus.
Tua Eminencia?
Quis es?
Nomen mehe Musa. Ex distanti malia venio.
Cur tu hic? Tu Christianus?
Christianus non sum, sed multum de Jesu Christi doctrina didici. Tenet me structura et hierarchia ecclesia vestre. Notabilis est. Ad vitsum Sigismunde area accedo et conarboro solutionem discord.
Tu it nos scere bene.
Certe?
Quid tu putari di omnia hic?
Putas? Idec vo hic agitur? Mihi omnia clara videntur. Monastarium sed Latianum et Paritia Beneficiana secontendunt de Sancta Barbara Templo. Quod non parvos numus, a condidoribus fert, sed lesium ad hoc tempus meliorem statum habet. Meritus eos est quod adfesium factum sit. Conato hunc stat Paritia Beneficiana Sancta Barbara edificatione id non accidet. Unico solutio est eos adducere ad reconciliationem. Tantum sententia mea est. No.
Nessio considerare debo.
Est conciliuntum, Eminencia.
Iocundum ego de te plus vele audire.
Geste mea mirabilia non sunt. Talibus hominibus ut mihi in sede sancte certe multus obvium eruditionum cupio. Studio initiala tumbuti me natali feci. Iuribus cari et mediciane granati studui. Praeterum vaietur sum dicam. Frateme ex malia me postia invenatias et sultani palatium. Et repet longa narrata.
Pulchro sit, ego plus vele...
Nunc ad narrandum tempus non est cardinales. Omnes decretum tum manent.
Sigismundus castra...
Sis nete hoc? Ita infelicita. Felicita casus ista infelix sita solutus est. Difficultas vero non fuit. Certani milites eius morotem bene non acceperunt. Conata sum explicare imperatore et eventum occultare opus es. Sed dominus exporum laca proverbium novistis. Sentiens repetitis in stabula bovem esse. Sed semper vobis imparata ut eum multuri sitis. Sincero dico, me godere breve tempus excre casre esse.
Bonum verum est.
Excusami, clarius loqui potes?
Bene hic recte...
Non intelligo.
Tu occidere castra?
Quid? Ego? Ego non. Nemo. Quomodo? Commodo temperisti? Cum? Quis tibi dixit?
Mane.
Meneo. Quis tibi id dixit?
Dicere me, Henricus, ex Scalica.
Novistina eum?
Convenire cum is in loca.
Et statim tibi ea narrat? Secreto. Partem historia esse, sed volo tede hoc eam ne loqui. Nunquam.
Ego inspicere hic cus...
Multi? Certus non sum. Sincere. Esset melius si hic plures adissent. In regionibus australibus multibus consiliis adfui. Que ad finem sanguinosa fuerunt. Normale ubi de pecunia est. Quid pium?
Plures citare. Cum nas loquuit.
Spero eum vos intellecturum esse, cardinales.
Ego nunc...
Bene, cardinales.
Domini Patris.
Vestra Eminentia.
Laudetur Dominus Jesus Christus.
Ego veli cire quid...
Rogatus noster?
Eminentia eo vult loquid rogato nostro communien...
Ita, recte.
Rogamus ut monasterio et paritiae malanensi auctoritas reveret.
Precepuum ios baptimatale et funerarium curationem totae civitatis...
Sodalitas est dissolvenda. Eis templus ante papale diruendum.
Traditiones sustenemus, non rebellionem sine
Ego.
Felicis sumus, cardinales. Speramus te nos nunc sustentorum.
Vos potesse mi aliquid iant cire.
Siri set, person
fanatici sunt,
et musa ex Maria, et siam adest. Quem misit rex Sigismundus?
Musulmanus est, qui dicitur peritum in iuribus nostris est.
Ad hoc occasio non fuit eo plus quam salutationes dicere.
Dicitur eum pluris linguas novice quam Sigismundum, sed nestio cura.
Dominum albicum ex Venisova autem bene novimus. Monastarium nostrum sepe visitavit.
Legatus archiepiscopi pragensis est.
Dissimilis in colarum montis cutna, Setsitos sias eos sententias superficiales aperi.
Ego intelligere.
Qui incola?
Omnes. Ego non audire.
Nunc nestio de colloquaris, God.
Exactior verba dicere potes.
Non grave esse.
Quid cogitas?
Me turbat magnitudine mons cutna.
Eo vis dicere quanta urb sit?
Ita. Magna et certe dives.
Certe veritas est. Non omne quod nitet argentum est, eminent.
Sub semine lucenti. Occultatur locus plenus peccatorum.
Crimina, fraudes, occisiones, ea urbs animam sua, id eventus factorum sodalitatis, quam plus tenet volumen numorum.
Ego de eo tacere vele.
Quo modo vis, eminent?
He speaks like an idiot.
Quiet!
Domine vobiscum.
Et tecum, eminentia?
E allora? Qualcos'altro?
You can say, hey, good food. Then send for cook.
Why would I do that?
Our boys in kitchen, hey? Cook gone, they can sneak out, right?
That makes sense.
But first taste some food. So you do not look like fucking human.
Magister,
Cardinalis,
tu dicere mi quis et.
albicus ex Vedisova, patavi nos insidimus. De jure canonico discuristi. Cardinalis, rogationem ne hab.
Ego sententia.
Utos scurilum ioc mons cutna pars melini fuit. Curdivities molera paretia marinenses, fuis et melios, sis conditorus numos suos utilius adhibere possunt. Ad renovat.
Et quid hic...
Edificationum diruebo et...
Mons cutna bellus urbs...
Nestio, sincere, patavium adamavi. Ibi festination est. Vita sed nonne et benestis.
Consentio.
In monte cutna faciliter in viis te.
Ego nihil emere. Emere volebam, sed non emere.
Bonum consilium.
Tu novi rex vaclavus.
Ut amicos generosus essequit. Face ut monarcha autem similis patris suo non est. Sed non puto eum mereri in sala benevolentia esse.
Ego quoque sperare
Deus permittat.
Que es sententia? Tua...
Sigismundus oppositus est vaclavo. Ben est sit quid faciat et cur, cum rigidus esse debet. Non audet diligente reg, sia liquis ex Luxemburgicis occasionem habet ostendere id. Quod ostendet imperator Carolus, Sigismundus.
Sigismundus magnus idiota. Ili nunc
Verba est Paulum dura.
Magister.
Ave, Cardinal. Farewell. And wash up a bit, so you don't scare anyone, eh?
Salve.
Cardinale?
Sibus his miriabilis et.
Gaudio eum tibi placere.
Ego videre et coquvus vele.
Quoquum videre vis. Eum arcecere possumus. Tot
Ego.
dicere vi.
Eita.
Ut person omne. Nestio hic esse debet homo. Aliquid ad
Ita.
certe.
Now I could say 2 masses, one after the other. Hai un'altra idea?
Maybe we do something about guards too, but I not know what.
Hoc vinum bonum est.
Gaudio id audire.
Putasni unum vel duo vasa sumeri potestis. Papa vinum amat.
Certe. Legatum in celem vinarium mito. Vinum accipiet eo sanctitas optimum. Milda! Find Joseph and tell him to send someone to get more wine. Take a barrow and bring me 3 kegs.
De his custodibus.
Ita?
Curat sunt.
Certe non. Tantum honores custodes ad.
Non possunt plus esse. In conciliis ecclesiasticis nunquam sis quid accideri possit.
Id curare possum. Franta! Go and get 2 more men in here! His Eminence doesn't feel safe in here!
Oh, my belly's a bit full.
What do you expect, eh? You stuff yourself and the booze like fucking hog. Here.
Fratres in
Vestra e
Laudato.
audiri velam rogationes partes tue. Id est sud
ad libitum, emen magis auctoritatem monasteri et clerici.
Itaque, volumus integram independentiam sed eletsi.
Sed letium auctoritatem suam in parte orientali
Principale
intelligo.
gaudebimus sino
Potesni mi certior fa
ad libitum contrari
communicatio cum eius difficilis
et per illustris dominus albicus
magna incognita sed fortasse nossus
etiam ades peregrinus discipulus ex sigis
necfe egos
etiam ad sunt in cole locales.
Deus iudex noster erup.
Veritatem dictis, frater. In via nostra fortunati esse debimus.
Consentio. Amen, Karen.
Amen.
Mons cut
Judicare non possum.
Sancta Barbara
Mons cudna una ex maximis
ita. Italesi, Germani, Judei.
tu ipse id vidisti.
Alicuvando tentationibus
nihilemi. Ad emen
Ita consilia graviora
spero te nunc directe
valete.
Dominus tecum.
Post multos annos discordiae denique sparamus in
Shall we start?
You real?
There's nothing to wait.
All right.
What you'll let him?
Don't Papa Sa. Ego credere optimum. Hic esse amici Papa contentis.
Papa nobis ius baptismale et funerarium
Specie tantum ad tempus, et ut fortasse ex verbe.
audiemus quomod
Audire consilium meum velut, si ipse pecuniam et dona danda sunt, sodalitas findetur, et paretia altera sub.
possibile non est. Visne nos dissolvere. Sic tantum post multos annos pugnarum et pastalia acta neque nos, neque in cole montis cudna nollum constanter spero ut causa latina tua malasit. Cur tatses,
Dominus cardinalis iam nihil dicere debet pater Conrad.
Sed quid facimus
noli temere. De habitibus praeteritis nemo puni. Finis consili est. Alleluia.
Justice at last.
I didn't expect that.
I don't speak much Latin, but his sounded a bit broken.
Apparently, he got away with it.
Everything will be as before.
It's about time too.
What?
I honestly don't know.
You're not alone.
Vivat Papa Sapiens Bonifatius. Vivat Papa Sapiens Bonifatius.
I told you, Sedlitz will make Kuttenberg great again.
Yes, greater than ever before.
I hope they'll at least let me keep my parish.
I wouldn't count on it. This is the end.
Oh. Well, that's that then. The rest is up to you, Henry.
Gentlemen, please forgive this interruption. I am Captain Jan Žižka of Trotsnov. This is a raid, and you are my prisoners.
Well, at last! I've had it up to the fucking eyeballs here.
This is... God, seize them!
Godwin, parish priest of Uzhitz, at your service, your saintliness. And now, shut the fuck up or I'll redden your fucking cheeks for you.
This is damn good.
And now, back to why we are here.
Mind the door. No one gets in or out.
Godwin, I need advice.
Have you forgotten I left the ecclesiastical life behind? Don't come to me to confess your sins. I won't open the gates to heaven for you, young man.
No, that's not what I want. Eric sent Krybyanka with a message for me. He's challenging me to a duel. One-on-one.
Is he now? So what are you still doing here? You won't get that chance again. If I wasn't so drunk, I'd come with you.
Orders for you, Henry.
Wait, gentlemen. I don't mean to interrupt, but Žižka and I haven't finished talking.
I believe we have finished.
Really? Then I'd be interested to know what these honorable men think of our conflict.
Are you wondering how von Berghoff managed to disappear from under your thumb?
Me? You believed him as much as I did. While you were all celebrating the victory, he took advantage of the situation.
There's nothing we can do about it. Enough about that bastard. We have more important things to do.
We can't come to an agreement on whether or not we should try negotiating with the Pragas.
The devil ended the negotiations so suddenly and pointlessly. We should try again.
You see, I told you so.
Henry! And what do you think we'll get from them? They'll ask for silver and we'll give it to them. Then what? They'll withdraw, Jobst will disband the army again, and Sigismund will release Wenceslas out of brotherly love. I can't believe you, of all people, would trust the word of Markvart von Orlitz. Or von Berghoff, who's changed sides 3 times already. It's our lives we're talking about here. No fucking way.
Calm down, Jan. We're still friends. I just think we're jumping into this too quickly.
If all roads lead to the same place, what else can we do but choose the shortest one?
Don't worry. If we hold the fortress, Jobst will gladly pay you with the Italian silver. But enough already. I want to speak with Henry.
What do you want to talk about?
Sir Peter and I have agreed that I'll be in charge of defending the fortress. But I can't be everywhere at once. I'm giving command of a company to people I trust. And you are one of those people.
Me? You want me to be a commander?
Well, it's about time, isn't it? You're a good fellow, and I know you'll take care of your men.
Who else will be in command?
I've given a new company to you, Capon, and the Devil. Captain Frenzel is in charge of the rest of the men, but I still have the final say in all matters.
Thanks. I'll try not to disappoint you.
I hope so.
How many men will I command?
6. I'm giving you Kubianka to help with commanding, and Samuel has volunteered.
There'll be a few men from Radzi Kobula's company as well. I think you'll know them.
And a few of mine. So, go and get to know them. Unless you need something else before you go.
Right. I'll be off to meet my company then.
Don't worry, Henry. It's a solid group of men.
Have them report to you, and give them their first orders, so they get used to you.
It seems they are very keen on having this silver. I wasn't expecting them to move so fast. We need to do something about this.
I'm sure they'd love to get the silver. Just let them try.
Gentlemen, tough words will not win us the battle. We have no response yet from Jobst. Our supplies are running thin, our ammunition is running out, and the moat will be filled in any day now. I propose reopening negotiations with them.
Fuck negotiating.
Yes, it will get us nowhere.
But we can't just sit here. They're advancing too quickly. We have to slow them down somehow.
And slow them down we shall. They think they've driven us into a corner, so we'll have to convince them of the opposite. We'll attack them.
What? But that would be suicide.
I agree. What exactly are we going to attack?
They've made themselves nice and comfy in the village below the fortress. And they're building their bloody barricades, ladders, and God knows what else. All of it has to burn.
You're mad.
So how will we do it?
I've chosen a group of riders from among Peter's men who know the village well. They'll ride in and set the camp ablaze.
How will they get in? The village is full of enemies.
I know. That's why there'll be another group to create a distraction. We'll send another company down below the northern wall to make a mess in their trenches. That will get the Pragas riled up, and in the meantime, we'll burn down their camp.
That leaves us with one detail to work out. Who will go down below the walls? It's a suicide mission.
I'll do it.
Would you look at that? Take him as an example. But not you, Henry. I need you at the castle. Don't worry, Hinak will lead the charge. He's already preparing. I reckon he owes us a bit of sacrifice.
The mills of God, eh?
And who will go with him?
Henry, Capon, you're both decent marksmen. Probably the best we have, so I want both of you on the ramparts. But each of you will choose 3 of your men who'll leave the fortress with the devil.
You want me and Henry to choose men to send to their certain death?
You're a commander, so act like one. We must slow them down at all costs.
In that case, please excuse me. I have to get ready.
We're done here anyway. To the task, gentlemen!
This won't end well.
Henry, come here.
What are you talking about?
Don't even ask. All they can think about is stuffing their guts.
I can believe it. I'm so hungry I could eat nails.
Get a hold of yourselves, men. Our Lord spent 40 days fasting in the desert. I don't recall him whinging.
I would rather the desert over hunger, Godwin. Believe me.
Oh, that's right. You know the desert well. Tell me, what is life in Mali like?
And more importantly, what are the women like?
The finest in the world, fellows.
Schmonzes. Have you ever seen our beautiful Czech girls?
Barely. They are so covered up in clothes, it is like talking to a pile of laundry.
Well, it's not just about tits and a pretty face. It's about soul. Which is still beautiful, even if she does cover up a bit.
Henry, you should be a preacher.
And what do your women wear?
In the heat, very little, friends. Especially from the west up.
I thought your god forbade that.
My country has its own customs. And covering women up for no reason is not one of them.
Damn, fellas. We should go and have a look there someday, eh?
Ada would have liked to go there for certain.
We will have to drink to that Polish bastard sometime.
Do we have anything to drink?
Our rota has not run out yet, right?
I spent my whole life in the tavern, and now I should drink a toast with water? I would eat boiled rats, but this? Never.
But fellas, in Granada, I met a soldier who told me that once while under siege, he cooked up soup from shoes.
Shoes?
And how did it taste?
I suppose it depends on what the shoe was made of, and what it stepped in.
We haven't sunk that low yet.
I'm certainly not going to eat your stinky old boots.
I wouldn't recommend it, but perhaps shoes made of a fine leather. Maybe sheep leather.
Oh, and worn by a young virgin too, huh? Is it food or flesh you lust after?
She might not be a virgin, but I saw Frenzel's old woman wearing such shoes.
We should eat the shoes of our captain's wife.
Well, she doesn't wear them anymore. Last time I saw her wearing an old pair.
She must have noticed you looking at them with lust in your eyes and hid them away.
Say something, Father.
Well, some of you might not know me. My name is Godwin, and until recently, I was the parish priest in Ujits. As you all know, the faithful must be buried in consecrated ground. But do we have consecrated ground? We do not. A priest should give last rites to the dying. Say a requiem mass. But these poor souls will have none of these things.
Father?
And why should they? Do you think you need a priest for God to hear you? You don't. They are Simonists. They take money for baptism, for confession, for communion bread, for holy oils. For funerals too, even. You can't so much as set foot in a church without opening your purse. Do you think God only speaks Latin? And you need a priest to commune with him? Will our friends and comrades not be welcomed into his heavenly abode because they are not buried by a church?
Nonsense.
The law of God is above the law of the church. And thus, let us bury them and pray for them by ourselves. God will hear you.
Alarm! Everyone to the battlements! Murder's coming! Get ready!
They're coming from this side too! We need reinforcements!
Hans, Henry, take your men and knock down those ladders! We'll defend this side.
Shall we? Let's go.
Well, Henry. The Lord be with you. The Lord be with you.
I'm a fucking Jew.
It works on fucking Jews too. Take care of yourselves. And don't waste any time.
He's down.
Good luck, son.
Sam? Hey, Sam! Where the fuck is he? Fuck. He's down.
May God protect you. Because if he doesn't, then we're all fucked.
They're gone then.
What? Did you want to say farewell before they die?
No, You think they'll fail?
If anyone can do it, it's Henry and Sam.
Aye. They're both right tough bastards.
Ha! And that, my friend, we'll drink to.
What? I thought there wasn't anything left to drink.
Ha! I have my own stocks. I'm not going to my grave sober, am I?
You're right. It's high time we started. So I turn around and say, if you don't take that crab out of his breeches... Wait, was it a ferret?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Me? Why?
What?
Fuck, now I've completely lost the thread. You tell a story instead.
The woodcutter's wife goes up to her husband. Liza, the garden gate's falling apart. Go and get a nail or two and fix it. Liza goes off. 3 hours later, he staggers home, blind drunk. And the wife starts screaming that the job's not done. What's the matter? He says. You told me yourself to get a nail or two first.
I don't get it.
Good grief. Have another drink then.
Hey, progress! Progress!
Margrave! You cunt! Do you want some silver? We've run out of space for it all!
Hey, Henry! Run the Margrave through while you're there!
Shut up, you arse! Come on, let's have another drink!
It's just... What pisses me off most is the way they treated me like a little brat. But I'm Lord Perkstein. Me, I'm grown up now. I thought if we delivered the message to Von Vergov, Gob Verbon, Von Bergov, they'd take me seriously, but I'll see how that turned out.
For fuck's sakes, man! You're talking to a horse! I'm over here!
Oh, yeah, fuck. I thought you just had a long face on you.
Fuck. Oh, I should go and see what that noise was.
Godwin! Where's your weapon? To the battlements! Move!
Father!
Have you come to anoint us before we die?
We'll get anointed after the battle, Sir Hans. With booze.
Get ready! Take cover!
Make it count.
Don't poke at it. Just calm down.
Oh, Dentes Fortuna, fucking you, Vat. Jesus. You're only supposed to deliver a message to Trotsky. The most adventure I was expecting was a fuck or two.
Man makes plans, and God laughs. And I should be home now, preaching to village crones about Jesus, and boozing in the tavern.
Is that how you speak on the pulpit, too?
Yeah. That's probably why they kicked me off of it.
Oh. Oh.
Maybe God is having a laugh at our expense. But I know of no better fun than this.
You're right. Let's have some fun while we're still standing. Henry.
You lot took your sweet time. Ah, you know our Henry. No doubt stopped off along the way for a beer and some grub.
As it happens.
I'll take that. Nice work, youngster.
Welcome back, Henry.
Well, did I come at a bad time?
Well, we're just starting to be fun. When you lot turn up and scatter them. But, if you got any more like this, well, let's have them.
Delivering that letter turned out to be a bit bothersome, eh?
We should take care of Sam's body. I can't just leave him there at the mercy of the Ravens.
I understand that. But there's a problem. As you probably know, Jews have their own burial rites. and they're different from our Christian ones. Do you know what to do?
No, I don't. Do you?
Not that I'm an expert, but I've picked up a thing or two over the years. For Jews, the custom is to lay the dead body on the ground, cover it with a shroud, and light a candle by the head. The washing of the body and other steps before the burial have to be done by Jews. So we should take Samuel to Colleen as soon as possible so the rabbi can take care of it. Go and take care of him the way he'd have wished. We'll take him on a wagon to his relatives in Colleen as soon as we can.
You'll come with me?
Why not? I've never been to Colleen, and I'm in no hurry to get back to Ujits.
Well, at least the rest of you came through the battle alive.
It was a close shave. They brought a trebuchet and rained down one shot after another. They smashed the tower and the gate to pieces. We might have managed to hold the gate a while longer, but we'd have died of hunger sooner or later. There was nothing left to eat, but I'm glad those Prague fuckers didn't take our silver from the Italian court.
They shot at you from a trebuchet?
It's a match for the finger of God, I can tell you. Once they've got it aimed, it hits the same spot time and time again. It knocks down walls just like a bombard. Twice a year is quite enough for an experience like that.
Did you save the silver?
Aye. You came in the nick of time. Their path to it was clear. There was nothing stopping them. I hope it'll be put to good use. And I hope they'll remember us when they're distributing it. I don't have anywhere to live, so some coin will come in handy.
Maybe after all that, Hannah shall put in a word and you'll get your parish back.
I'd have to want it back. No. I don't want to spend another moment listening to old women's confessions.
What the hell did you eat? The food had already run out when I went to get reinforcements.
The men cut up leather belts and tried to cook them. It wasn't any good, and there wasn't enough of it. Janos Uher cooked something up out of ash, weeds, and sawdust. That didn't go down well either. Then we were all so hungry that the rumbling stomachs kept us all awake. And then came the worst bit of all.
Oh. Did it look like a sausage?
No. We ate the only part of our gear you don't need in battle. Stinking braise.
I bet you didn't expect you'd have to brush off your fighting skills because of us, did you?
That's true. I thought I'd find you in a tavern with some girls. Give you both a clip around the ear and drag you back home. And instead, this. But we survived. Praise be to God.
And thanks to you.
Come now. At least I had some excitement in my old age and saw home again. But I hope you won't give me any more trouble. And I can devote myself to drinking and other enjoyable pastimes.
What will you do now that it's all over?
First, I'll help you sort out Sam's burial. Then we'll see what the Lord has in store for us. It seems we've still got a fair bit of silver, and we should put that to good use. And maybe I'll spend some more time at the Devil's Den, if there's room for me. I quite like it around these parts.
Well, maybe they'll be looking for a parish priest somewhere.
Forget it. I've had it with giving sermons with a hangover.
What's the proper rite?
You have to lay the dead body on the ground. We'll take care of the rest later.
Take care then, Godwin.
God be with you.
Praise be, Father.
You still think of me as a priest. I'm amazed.
So Sam's body is already laying in the synagogue in Colleen.
Aye. His people came for him as soon as they got word from Zizka. They saved us a journey. On the other hand, it's probably what he would have wanted anyway.
I'll never forget him.
None of us will, lad.